You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Thank you, Hazel. Alejandro Kirk with a drive, and that ball is out of here. First pitch slamming.
Swing and a drive. Curling has hit another one. 2 two-run homers. And Burleson, lefty, is a man reborn since the All-Star break. Oh, look at him. It's magical. Center field, that's hit well. Going back on it is Young. Back toward the wall. Gone! Into the trees. 2-run home run, Bryce Harper. And a little breathing room for the Phillies late in the ball game. Carson Kelly, deep to left. Right here. A 2-run homer, and the Cubs have a 6-3 lead.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mayo Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What is up, DB?
How we doing?
Oh, we're all right. How are you?
Oh man, it's been a morning for your boy.
What happened?
Oh, just DB doing DB things.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate. Are we talking DB things like?
What do you mean? Shoot,
eating food that was left out? Or are we talking about like knocking yourself out when you're washing your face? Like what DB stuff we talking about?
No.
Just going around and being like, fuck.
So this is weird.
All right, what do we got?
No.
Oh, Ravi.
What happened? It's a safe space, a little therapy session here. It's okay.
So
nobody's listening.
I love the rain.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, all right, it's early.
It's gonna rain.
It's like 4:52 ish.
Okay.
Not to be specific. So I'm like, I need some clarity.
Okay.
Right? I've like managing 1,000 different things.
Yep.
I get up every day and I act like everything's fine. I was like, I like the rain. Let me go soak it up. And this is silly because all I could think of was, who my favorite Marvel character is, right?
Marvel. Daredevil.
Correct.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Okay.
Daredevil.
Yep. Okay. I always forget about him.
So I was thinking to myself, why don't you just sit out here? You're in a big old thick hoodie, probably going to get a little wet. No big deal. Maybe it'll be like Daredevil at the Ben Affleck at the funeral, where
you can like see through the rain.
He saw clearly Jennifer Garner.
That thing wet.
You know the funny thing?
You did not see Jennifer Garner?
It just didn't seem very clear. And I was like, well, what about Daredevil? So
famously fictional character, but okay, continue.
I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but I didn't see any clear.
And you still got wet.
So I was I don't know what I was doing. I was kind of doing play-by-play with myself, like just doing like these scenarios, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm not kidding you, I had like the male version of morning sickness.
Just got nauseous out of nowhere?
Yeah, so whether it's the dogs or Zoe or somebody's going to find something over the edge of the balcony.
Oh, you like actually did?
Yeah.
You seem very hurt right now.
I was like, yeah.
That's aggressive.
Yep, so it's out there.
Question for you. What did you eat last night?
PB&J.
Whoa.
I didn't have a morsel. I had a late. It wasn't late.
I agree, Evan. I was trying to move past it.
What? Play by play with myself. Oh, Come on, Evian. I mean, really? Nah, not your boy. That would be something, though. Yeah, I don't know how it worked for Daredevil, but it's just kind of a cool scene. It didn't work for your boy.
No. Well, he's been practicing.
Who is it? Who's your group? I get them confused. Is it Third Day or Casting Crowns where it's like, and the rain just washes over me? You don't know. You've been excommunicated. I forgot.
Honestly, although Third Day and Casting Crowns were like in my wheelhouse.
Well, they're kind of the same band, though.
Yeah, but I don't remember that. That might have been on one of their later albums after I got the boot.
So I walked around to the side of the deck and I basically kicked rocks, more like mulch. Because there was no real.
You like a dog? You're just like covering your mess.
There's no substance in there. There was no.
Oh, it was just like
solid.
bile?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's because you didn't eat very much last night.
Yeah, I don't know.
That happens sometimes.
And I was like,
a little acid reflux.
I would be devastated if one of the dogs found this and got hungry. So I was like,
maybe you just have a little indigestion, you know?
I was like, there's a lot going on before 5:15.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
Yeah, so I'm good. Just happy to be here. I'm binging Tulsa King, so I have moved on to season 2.
I saw season 1. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
Yeah, I am. Color me captivated.
Season 1 was pretty good.
What's that?
Season 1 was pretty good.
Season 1 was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little predictable.
Yeah, I mean,
although the ATF agent, she's gonna make me mad. And why is she so hookerish?
What do you mean?
I mean, I get it. She's kind of like going through it.
Yeah.
But she was sitting at she just why did she get to sleep with Colin? That had nothing to do with the season except to show her volatility, maybe?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She's just in an emotionally vulnerable place. And that's how they felt like they should
clearly
show it.
she is.
Yeah.
Hey, that lady can drink.
Well.
So I'm on season 2 already. That's 9 shows. And that's actually 11 because I'm starting season 2, episode 2 in 2.5 days.
That's pretty aggressive. That's an aggressive pace.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the squirrel today?
I just have a feeling that's where we're going.
Oh, okay. You don't.
I mean, the guys are moving in today. They had their retreat the last day and a half.
Yeah.
It was just. I have a feeling that who knows where the show is, and you have to be tickled. Like all the belly aching and crying you did
about what?
Well, basically life, but in particular.
How dare you?
Oh, come on! It's very Ravinian of you. How dare you, Ravinian? I think Jimmy Neutron. Can we put that on the board? Ravinian, that should be an adjective.
Could you define it for me?
Oh, just the act of defiling personalities, one sleigh at a time.
Ravinian is also a festival in Highland Park, Illinois.
Oh, shout out Evan again.
No, he's in.
I get it, but it's Illinois.
Oh, this year the headliner is the Magic City Hippies. So,
big Magic City guy.
Yeah. Lemon pepper wings.
Love wings.
Do you think I don't know about lemon pepper wings, Damon?
You think he doesn't know about Magic City?
You know, lemon pepper wings is a thing that was made up by people that look like me.
The only lemon pepper wings I know are from Magic City, so I don't know. I didn't know the historical context.
You're a big Magic City guy?
Personally, no. I like to support local.
See, that's why I brought the squirrel.
Austin here. Buy shop local.
Shop local. You know, the funny thing is all the people that were at Big Ten volleyball,
yeah,
running into the folks at Lollapalooza. How long was that thing gonna last?
Oh, it's gonna last forever.
How long does it last?
I have no idea. We can
It's
look
like
it up.
Keith Sweat. Make it last forever.
Hey,
it's probably too urban for you, but
Austin, what's your favorite dive bar?
Ooh. Ooh.
I plead the fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
I'll plead the. That's a good one.
What's the place that I drove by when I was going to see Sean at the plant?
Oh, Andy's place.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah, that's a dive bar we frequent sometimes.
And then there's one just caddy corner where you take the right on 36th.
Yeah, I don't remember what that one is.
You know what one I've always had kind of a hankering just to walk in?
Fantan?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a
Fantan?
Yeah, it's a place. It looks condemned, but it is a vibe.
Fantan?
Yeah, I've done Fantan a couple times.
I need to be careful. Well, if you can just be free, I probably can too.
Yeah, I mean, I was with a lot of whites, so I think I might have had some insulation, but
yeah, I don't travel in packs.
Sometimes you got to. It's a power in numbers situation. Although Jermaine was there too.
He's always your random, like, by the way.
He's my guy that, like, if I'm going to be at a dive bar, he is one of the, like, 3 people that are almost certainly going to be there. And then there's, like, a bunch of randos sometimes, but.
What's the place? It's across the street from the old Pettit's downtown. And I think it just says bar.
Oh.
It's a couple of blocks east of Creighton's campus.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's one of those
it's right before you get to Cummings. I just want to see what's in there.
There's one of those down on like Bancroft.
I think it just says the bar.
Yeah. There's one of those down on like Bancroft too. That's like
I just was on Bancroft.
The old bar or the new bar or the new old bar.
I literally was just on Bancroft.
Yeah, I take it sometimes when I go down to Lawrenson.
I stopped at No Good and I wanted to just show, like, I had a friend that was
KNOW. No.
Correct.
Yeah.
That
for
was
the podcast listeners.
I was a pallbearer at his funeral.
Mm-hmm.
He was killed young. And I was like, hey, he lived off of Castellar,
mm-hmm.
which is right around the corner. And I was like, I said, Zoe, this is, I don't know why. She just asks a lot of questions about
mm-hmm.
the city. And we spent a lot of time together. So we were traveling. And I literally was just on Bancroft.
Yeah.
And there's so many little nooks and these little
in those neighborhoods back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really are.
I mean, those houses are tiny, but they're so close together. Like, there was a ton of people in like just a little bit of space.
Well, and then you get back behind like the zoo a little bit, and it feels like you're in a different country.
Yeah,
like it's super hilly, sort of like Appalachia.
We were doing the deal with we were doing an endorsement.
Oh, that was with Lawrence.
Yeah, but we weren't at the main facility. We were at the other facility.
Yeah, and we got a little lost trying to get to their.
And I was like, I've never been back here a day in my life.
Yeah, it's wild. You get back behind the zoo, and it is it literally feels like you're transported to a different place.
Yeah, but anyway, what's the name of that place I was thinking about?
Andy's.
Is it the Happy Bar?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
I think we've been to the Happy Bar once. That hasn't been a freak. I've been to Andy's several times.
Dang, my man BRG said tetanus. I'm not doing that. Tetanus?
For where? Where are you getting tetanus from?
Read what BRG said.
Oh, listen. That's how you know it's a good dive bar. Just make sure you got shoes on.
Why wouldn't you?
I'm just saying, I'm not getting tetanus. I'm not just like walking around falling on stuff. As long as I got shoes on, I'm not getting tetanus from anything.
Do you have to break the skin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I missed that. I know you're going to tell me, no, you're just dumb. You missed that biology class.
No, you're not dumb because you're not like, hey, I know how this works.
Man, I talked to my pastor yesterday.
Jenny says if you aren't a little scared to walk into a dive bar, it doesn't qualify as a dive bar.
Now, I don't know if this is good for pastoralship.
Yeah.
But he's like, I think he's got a personality split down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely vibes with some of your thought processes. And I was like, I may need to reevaluate my circle.
Either that or you got your circle just right. You just need to listen better.
Now that was Ravinian. It's on me. Just be better. It's not you. It's me.
I'm just saying, if you're a very wise co-host who cares a lot about you and your pastor both say the same thing, maybe you need to listen. That's all I'm saying.
Haven't you been excommunicated?
Well, yeah, I didn't say I'm giving religious advice, although I do from time to time. I'm sure some denomination will have me.
Well, you had to be on your knees yesterday.
Thanking for Adley Rushman?
Just the Red Sox moves in general. You went from crybaby L3 to we're going to win the pennant.
You know what? So I got my hopes up a little. Because there was a report that they were sniffing around Ellie De La Cruz, and I was like, "Oh,
I know that's what you."
I was like,
"Hey,
ooh.
but you got your good hitter."
Yeah, no, Rushman's good. They got Miller as a lefty reliever, which is really good, and I think hopefully Meade comes back from the wrist injury. I don't know how long that is. That's a tricky one.
That's tough on hitters.
And then, I mean, if Roman Anthony's little fingy can ever get healed up, we'd be great. We could go. But
that's a good baseball team.
No, and
I laid into you for being a crybaby.
I mean, they're a good baseball team now. Like a month and a half ago, they were trash.
No.
Yeah, they were. They were 14
Bro,
games.
you've won like 30 games since the middle of June.
Yeah, no, they're a good baseball team now. They were also
that ain't a month ago.
Okay, like 2 months ago.
Okay,
but.
Big, a lot could happen in a month. Ask the Marlins. Double-digit losing streak and a 8-game win. And look at the Cubs. Which, by the way, the Cubs concern me, and it's not just because they played softball last night.
Yeah,
they rake.
Well, this is
exactly. When was that? Yeah, May 29th.
Yeah, I honestly,
crybaby L3.
So that's 2 months ago. Yes.
Would you like to continue to sell the team?
What a wiener.
I think long term, I do still want to.
Who says this publicly about their team? That's the epitome of a little league fan.
No, that's the epitome of a fan that has watched them just trade away and piss away every opportunity that I've liked for the last 8 years, basically, since they won the World Series.
Do you have to use the P word? Just say
tinkle. Is that better?
Dude, remember when Vers came unglued over that? He legit wanted to fight me. He's like, get over here after the show.
Didn't he get you on PP as well?
Why
get your shit together?
Why are you bringing up old stuff? And why does that make you giddy?
Because it's funny, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I think one of my favorites was when you called him like a D-bag or something. He goes, just say dick.
Oh, Vers? Yeah.
And that wasn't even the right D to use.
Yeah, I know. Unless we're talking about ball bags, then maybe.
Yeah, he's definitely one of a kind. But yeah.
Like if LeBron's on the ground and swipes a Draymond's ball bag, I hesitated too. I like stuttered up
because that's what you put footballs and basketballs in. We always say once, hey, who has the ball bag? Now I'm never gonna
never pump fake a ball bag. Never pump fake.
Ravi Euro stepped into a ball bag.
The Draymond's ball bag. That was the KD Hezzy going up to ball bag. I was like, oh nope.
Ravi hit him with a sham god into a ball bag.
Wait, is that live?
Yeah, that's. What do you think? You think we have a recording of him going?
He just pops in. He says a lot of random one-liners, and we have them all. How the flip am I supposed to know?
I don't know.
DB, I'm with you. I did not think that was live.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Especially from Suave. Like
I'm wrong on that one. That's fine.
Just pops in.
It's especially hard with Rico when he's not in the building.
Yeah,
and so it's like when Sasha talks to us, we're like, "Whoa, where did that come from?"
No, I'm getting pretty used to that one. Like I kind of know it's not her.
It's fine.
Yeah. So my man AA Ron,
fine.
Would always say that sometimes when we would text back and forth. So then I put it on the shelf. I may have to bring it back.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Like
they're all worse.
I usually just take your nonsense now.
You fight back.
I don't typically pout about it anymore. But I do think you should apologize to your organization because now you're at the height of fandom. It's August. It's when you need to start playing meaningful baseball. And now you get to be a fan again instead of a crybaby.
Here we go, Ravi. We'll put the camera on you. Here's your chance. You can apologize to the Boston Red Sox.
I am happy that the power of friendship has propelled the Red Sox to having a really good couple months. I do not necessarily believe the ownership has been better. Although I will say this.
Ravi, that's you're showing your full
I
Buddha.
will say this. I was wrong about the Alex Cora move. That has worked out very well. I apologize for any criticism I may have given about firing Cora and some of the other coaches. Chad Tracy has been elite. And apparently just what the doctor ordered. So
You're right, Choppy Vet. He's giving me Conor McGregor vibes. I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Here's the thing, though, right? I was wrong about what they were doing with the 2026 Boston Red Sox.
Oh, gosh. Now we got to get into the specifics.
That doesn't change the fact that they've been bad ownership for the last 6 years. It doesn't change the fact. Like, if I'm a bad husband for 6 years and then I have like a good 6 month stretch, that doesn't make me a good husband.
It makes you a better one.
It does. It makes you a better one. It doesn't mean that she still doesn't deserve to file for divorce if she wants to.
Why are you so hard-liney?
That's what I do.
I don't know if we can rock together.
Principled. Well, we're pretty deep in at this point.
Putt committed.
Maybe.
It's fine. I'll move on.
It's fine.
I was very happy with how they handled themselves at the deadline. They went out, they gave up real prospects for Rushman. They gave up a guy they had been very high on. Although the Marcelo Mayer thing's really funny.
We'll go try to figure him out.
So I remember
you have to cap him right before you have this conversation.
100%, like what you actually think his ceiling is.
Yeah.
The funny thing about this is they capped him dead on when they drafted him. They said he's going to be amazing defensively. We don't know if he'll ever hit at the big league level, and he probably won't have much power. Yeah. That's exactly what he's been.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think some people were mad about giving him up for just a left-handed reliever, although a left-handed reliever that has like 3 years of team control. But I was like, he turned out to be exactly who you thought he would. You scouted him correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And you got him fourth in the draft. You developed him. He turned exactly into the thing you thought he was going to be all along. So I was totally fine with it. They've got their best prospect is also a shortstop. So they were going to have to move on for Meyer or move him positionally at some point. So I thought it was a good move. I know they gave up some good pitching prospects to get Rushman. But again, I don't want to be hypocritical here. If I wanted the Warriors to go all in on winning with Curry and take advantage of opportunities that may or may not come around again, I also want the Red Sox to be aggressive when they have an opportunity to have a good baseball team.
Aggressive.
That was a pretty good one.
That was okay.
Listen, I know you don't like to give me any credit for anything. That was a pretty good one.
No, I don't like, let's be specific about what I don't like. A lot of times I don't like you, but I don't like when people misrepresent Mike Tomlin.
Pressing.
That was more about Tomlin than whether I actually really like you or not.
That was a pretty good one.
Somebody told me at Big Ten Media Days, who was that?
Mm-hmm.
Might have been AK.
Oh, okay.
He said, man, you guys are really hitting your stride. That's a great show. And I was like,
hear the words. We're just talking.
What was that about hitting our stride?
I was like, but I don't like him.
Everybody knows it's not true. You can
Is
say
it the more I say it?
You say it as much as you want, because then you're like 10 minutes later, you're like, hey, can you go let Bella out? And I'm like, yeah, I got you, man. No worries.
It just makes me an opportunist. Doesn't mean I like you.
Yeah, it does. You're not letting anybody in your house you don't like.
They know what that is about.
That is absolutely true.
We're the exact same on that.
Yeah,
I am very protective of who comes in my house.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a pets thing. Like if I don't trust you to a pretty high degree, you are not coming in the house with my pets. That's not a thing.
Yeah. Zoe told me yesterday that Bella was her favorite person in the house, and I had to give it pause. I was like, well, she's not a person.
But honestly, I get it.
She's not. I mean, I carry Biggie, so that means I like him too.
Yeah. I like Buddha. He's a menace. I'm just like,
yeah, he's a bull. Yeah. No wonder you like
Yeah, I just wrestle with him.
But I'm telling you though.
Can I pet that dog?
And I'm like, hey, leave your sister alone, man.
Yeah, man.
Chill.
He had her like pawed against the wall yesterday over a stupid ring. And he hoards them. He likes all the toys.
Yeah, I've noticed that. He'll like take 3 of them and then he'll like go hide them in a corner somewhere. It's like, hey, man, you can only chew on one at a time.
That's childish. It's childish.
That's why I like to kind of wrestle him around a little bit. Take a big old blockhead of his.
I'm like, and the Dodgers have been just okay, but they're not healthy. I mean, they're not as depleted as like the Cubs or something.
Yeah.
And
I think they expect most of those guys to come back.
Well, I hope so. But that Cubs offense is real. Like they rake.
Yeah. Do you have the same concerns that you did last year when they started hot about them being able to sustain?
I called that right though.
That's what I mean.
Even those guys were like, yeah, they've got enough, and I was like, I don't know.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, do you have those concerns about them carrying this on for another couple of months?
No, because they have versatility.
Okay,
they're deep. That's I'm just looking at that projected lineup as they're just hitting bomb after bomb last night off Wroblewski, and I was like, oh, quick, got to a 3-0 lead. I barely, changed the channel, and nope.
You don't think any of your like 18 starting pitchers with Cy Youngs could figure out a way to get those guys out, or
you can't throw them all?
I mean, you could. Just everybody gets half an inning. Just boom, boom, boom. Here we go. You get through 2 games that way.
You know quietly who I think is. You're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
You know who I think is in the discussion for like the best team in the AL?
Who? Besides the Boston Red Sox?
I mean, on paper, sure.
Over the last 2 months, they've been the best team in the league. But
do you know who I kind of like?
Who?
I kind of like the Guardians.
Oh yeah, we've talked about them a little bit. They're kind of quiet, especially with the White Sox kind of being off to their deal in the Central. The Guardians have been a little quiet.
Yeah, the Astros are on a heater, but I still think the Mariners win that division. Is that a hot take?
I don't think so. I don't know if I trust the Astros to be able to hold on. Continue on that hot streak. I mean, I know they're playing really
Is anybody well not watching Yordan Alvarez look like he's playing softball?
Yeah, the one that he hit, was he yesterday?
He legit looks like he's playing softball.
Yep, he is. He's one of those exit velo guys.
Oh, here's the other disturbing thing.
What's that?
John's a Red Sox guy too.
Oh, we love John. Agreeing with me, rooting for the Red Sox.
Hey, guess what else?
What's that?
He had his hat on backwards.
You tell me he's a big Steph Curry guy. I'm gonna go dap him up right now.
No. That's where I stopped talking to him yesterday. He's a Celtics fan.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, speaking of, they were trying to trade for Curry. Apparently,
I know.
I'm here for it.
Your front office is weird. You're just volunteering that you could move off of Curry because he's gonna be 50,000 years old.
Hey, listen,
I know you love the Golden State front office.
Oh, I would burn them. I'd burn them to the ground.
Aren't you running around with like Dunleavy pom poms?
No, I would burn
Big
them.
Lakem guy.
I'd burn them to the ground.
So anyway, you have to be happy.
I was very happy with how the Red Sox handled
and that
the
was
deadline.
about as Ravinian an apology as.
I said sorry.
I would like to say.
Listen, you don't want me to apologize when I'm not sorry.
No, heaven forbid. I mean, why would you? Why would you?
I wouldn't. That's why we're here.
Are you worried about the Yankees? They're bringing up your boy Lombard. He's the best top prospect in their organization.
I mean, listen, the Yankees are they're obviously still ahead of the Red Sox.
How are you just going to designate Volpe? Remember when I used to like him?
Yeah.
That was quick.
I mean, remember when the Red Sox used to have a 3-headed prospect monster of Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, and Marcelo Mayer?
Yeah.
Well, Christian Campbell's in purgatory. Marcelo Mayer doesn't play for that team anymore, and Roman Anthony's hurt his finger 6 months ago. So what are we going to do? That's why I'm always okay trading prospects, man. I'll live with it.
Yeah, you're not an assets guy.
I like acquiring them. I like accumulating the assets. But if you have an opportunity to go cash in, especially in baseball, being a prospect means almost nothing.
Oh my gosh, Kobe.
He isn't totally wrong. There have been messages exchanged between him and them. I saw him.
I don't think you say that, Rico.
I mean, I guess he can. It's just Kobe. All caps, no BS, stays on the gas.
Maybe I should check AI on that, see if it's.
So for our podcast listeners,
go ahead and read that, Jimmy Neutron.
I'm not a host of the show, so I figured it's good if Ravi does it.
Kobe indicated that Volpe may or may not belong to an organization that I used to monitor for when I worked back at PayPal. Monitor for transactions that would benefit them. I wasn't monitoring on their behalf. I was monitoring to deter them.
It's the only explanation.
I just want to make that clear.
Oh, can you imagine just sitting down, just like?
Can you imagine listening to our show for the first time?
No.
As I think about that sometimes, where it's like,
how do you even explain some of these people?
Like, if you just drop somebody in, like that's used to just normal sports talk show, you just drop them into our show one day at this point, they'd be like, what is happening right now? They'd feel like they were drowning.
Kobe does like sales consulting for big transactions. He's nuts.
I don't agree with Kobe much, but on this one I do.
Rico, do you even like baseball?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't follow it as closely, but I do like it.
Until the Yankees get good like the Knicks did, and then you'll be like, oh, yeah, go Yankees.
Yeah, 100%. Once the postseason starts.
Really hard for Rico to switch out his Yankees and Knicks hat for his Patriots hat in the middle of the season. You know, as soon as the fall starts.
Yeah, his October is really conflicting for him. He's got to wear his Tom Brady jersey and his Yankees hat. It's a lot.
It's not that hard. They're in Foxborough. It's different.
Okay.
The Aaron Judge hat and the Aaron Hernandez jersey.
Did you listen to Cashman on Judge?
Oh yeah.
Cashman's a weird dude.
It's unbelievable he's had that job as long as he has.
Well, he made his hay so early. He kind of just became the Godfather, and then
I get that, but like
he did just enough to stave off the critics.
That's the thing, is like they've had long enough stretches where they haven't gotten to a World Series where you kind of look at it. I'm a little surprised. Like, I think he's generally very good at what he does, but I'm a little surprised the mob in New York has never gotten him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been what, 16 years now since the last. I'm just surprised they never got him.
Oh yeah,
like he's more Teflon than almost anybody in New York has ever been.
Juan, you're kind of a relative newbie then. Oh wait, when did I have the shrimp meltdown?
Oh, the shrimp pizza?
Yeah. Was that last year?
I think it was last summer. It's been a minute.
Okay. I get them all confused.
Yeah, me too. That's when you were like, yeah, you were mad for like a week. And I was like, you're going to have to narrow that down, bud.
Oh, yesterday? Yeah, it's amazing that how volatile, whatever time I was talking about, I couldn't remember which one.
Yeah. Austin was like, hey, DB, I'm going to need more context than that.
And then we still couldn't really agree. We named like 4 things.
I think it was the Trae Young thing.
I
think it was
Trey
the
Taylor?
not Trae Young. Trey Taylor. I think it was the Trey Taylor thing. I'm almost positive. I think that's the thing.
No, I don't think that's the one where Dittman lost it. No.
Oh, he messaged me. He said it was about something about the rule.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, we're good.
So he
reached out. Somebody sent them the clip. He reached out. We're good. It was a nice message. I appreciate it.
I don't know, guys. You're gonna be mad at me. I may have to rock with him.
He told me
he's never done anything to me. Everybody just gets mad at him.
He told me it was.
But I'll tell you, there's a parent on the team that I like. I thought that was like, DB, I'm telling you, just give it a sec. He's a good dude. And I was like, okay. So that was on my radar.
Sure.
And he's never said anything like, and he's good to my kids.
He was very, like, it was a very nice message. He said He said it was the Rhule interview. He was upset that I didn't go as hard on Rhule as I did on Frost. And I think those are. I mean, I can explain if you want me to, but like, I think those are.
So you know what?
Very different situations.
I think I'm gonna rock with him. He told
me he's like, hey, first of all, no beef. He's like, I try and talk positively about your guys' show. Here was the thing that I said that I was out on about you, and I was like, totally fair. Like, you've always been respectful to me. I appreciate it.
Huh? What did he want you to? What did he want you to go? Wait, when is this? Oh, that was 2025. Okay.
Oh, that was the.
So when a player leaves the program, they're allowed to make a post. Oh, that was your rant about.
That was the Dylan thing. Still has not had a single mention of leaving Nebraska. It's fine.
Wait, you are wild.
And it's not even about the fake gratitude, right? It's about taking easy wins and not having the judgment to take easy wins.
Mustache Adam, you know Kobe's crazy. Like, that's the consensus. I do think it's funny.
Which part?
That you guys tried to put him on my team automatically.
Who?
Kobe. You gave me Kobe, Game Dog, and Captain.
Yeah, those are your guys.
We can't function.
And Tater.
No, he wasn't even in the no.
Yeah, that's your squad.
Mm-mm. No.
You guys are like the Suicide Squad. You're just like you kind of got your own little thing going on.
Be suicide, all right.
Suicide, homicide, one of those things.
One of those sides. Genocide.
No, I think he wanted me to be more critical of Rhule's tenure up to this point. And that was when I was kind of doing the progress versus perfection thing. Like, I think it's clear.
I remember.
I think there's been progress. And like Coach Rhule said at Big Ten Media Days, clearly not good enough. Didn't come here to go 7-6. I also like when he does things like that because he doesn't give himself any outs.
No, I know.
Like, there's no excuses at that point. And he'll, like, I believe, and I think we've seen this, he will own, hey, I thought we were going to be better in year 3. And this is why I believe it didn't happen. And then people are like, oh, he's just making excuses. It's like, no, if he didn't evaluate why something didn't happen that he thought was going to happen, he needs to be able to understand why it didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what you want.
I think the thing that, I was looking at somebody on a site. I'm going to give him credit because I admire he had a little gumption.
Mm-hmm.
He got into the weeds of the actual contract from Coach Rhule.
Oh, on the extension?
Yeah, and they posted the details. And I was like, huh.
Dude, Rashawn, I told him the same thing. I told him he needs an updated picture of our guy, Coach Barthel, and he keeps doing him dirty like this. I was like, he needs an updated photo.
Wait, what did he say?
He said, you killing our guy with that picture.
Oh, they're boys too. No, I'll get it together.
Rashawn, I've been talking about this.
No,
How long have I been talking to you about that picture?
Since the first time I put it up there. Sean, he actually thought it was Morgan Freeman. No, he thought it was Cuba Gooding Jr.
Nah,
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You thought this picture was Cuba Gooding Jr. when I first posted
There's some glares and stuff,
Red glare!
Uh-oh.
Shane, how's my man Carl doing this morning? Are you alive? So he posted actual details.
Yeah.
Because you can do those kinds of things. And I just told a local guy the other day, I said, you have got to stop.
Oh, that's what it was, Alex. I said Rod Tidwell specifically.
Yeah.
Because he's got like the shaved head in the movie. And
see, I do this with EJ because EJ and I are fairly close.
Yeah.
And I just like him to harken back to his younger years.
No, you're roasting him.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. You're doing this because you think it's funny.
No, he's arguably my. Oh no! Oh.
Where's Tater? Where's Kobe?
What are we doing?
Honestly, DB being Deadshot is actually that works.
Okay.
Rashawn says you're super roasting him. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna need you to stop laughing.
My bad.
Like Knock it off.
I'm locked in. I got you.
Grow up, AJ. God.
Did you point to Shane like we were supposed to?
Oh, you think I know the Suicide Squad? Come on.
You think we're supposed to believe that Shane made a graphic? Come on, man.
You know.
Yeah.
Come on. Wow. Like, you know, like little things like he's actually taking a pay cut this year.
Yeah.
Right.
On the contract extension.
The controlling of the podcast and the media rights and him not doing the podcast gives Coach Rhule every opportunity to be able to say, hey, you know what? You know, I'm not going to do the podcast. That's cool. My players do the podcast under the same content, right? Mm-hmm. They can work out the negotiation deal with Playfly. The CSC says we're good. I always thought that the CSC said we were going to be good as long as we reworded and recalculated the figure, which is what he thought for the last 3 months, right? Mm-hmm. Never panicked. And everybody's like...
Officially approved, by the way.
I had to tell... and because I like the guy, I was like, hey, listen, I get it. You guys are kind of on this thing over there, but you got to stop painting this picture like Dannon was saddled with this noose of a contract. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not what it was. Like, read it.
Yeah.
Like, read it. The structure, like, I get it. It's like, oh, we gave him an extension. We're locked. Listen, if it's not going to work, it's just not going to work, right? Nobody's going to feel like they've got a ball and chain around their ankle and it's like we're stuck. That's not how it's going to go down. So we need to talk more intelligently as opposed to just, oh, you roped him into the like it's bad. It's a bad narrative, right? Like I don't know what else to tell you except for you just like drama, like you like low key putting it out there so people feel negatively about the pressure to win versus what the contract actually says. And that's not a novel concept. It's like, I just saw Rafael Devers just threw 20-30 for 192 mil, right? So I get stuck.
Yeah. But maybe I should apologize. Getting off of that deal was good work, guys.
Yeah, you cried like a wiener. Like
I wasn't as mad about that one. I was mad overall about. Never mind. Anyway, it's fine.
Man, if you don't cut it out,
you know what? I am sorry. Thank you for getting rid of Rafael Devers. If you get back to a World Series, I'll forgive you for Mookie Betts. Okay, deal.
You know, so I'm like, we have to stop doing that. Mm-hmm. So he actually got the detail. Exclusive brands. The NIL, the commitments, the appearances, the 10 appearances that Coach Rhule had, like how he has to fundraise, how many events he's got to fundraise for, like read the contract.
Yeah. I think there's a contingent, and this isn't just a thing with Coach Rhule. There's a contingent.
And I told him that because I like the guy.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, don't get dragged into this not like you can criticize this, you can criticize that, but not like don't make it seem like that.
Yeah.
Like we're doing too much. Like if you want to talk about timeouts versus non-timeouts,
game management,
or like those are all fair criticisms. Just don't make up BS.
There are fair criticisms to have. That's the problem. Right?
No, I know. Yeah.
So don't make up.
And the funny thing is no one is denying that.
Yeah. Himself included.
Oh, yeah. He'd be the first. So
that's, I think, the hard part for me.
Yeah. I
also think it's the hard part for the people that want to be negative, because when somebody owns the actual bad things they've done, and bad, I mean just mistakes, then it's harder to be mad at them. And so you have to make up things to be negative about that they haven't apologized for.
That's why
or haven't owned up yet.
I had this baby that I birthed in the back of this misshapen head, as my man in Chicago said.
Yeah, misshapen head just like me. It's just a wild thing to say to a stranger. Like, who does that?
I told the story. I don't need you to.
Just for the podcast listeners, if they didn't hear it. See, Austin apprecites that. He's always.
Of course he does. He's a derelict as well. Like, you guys just 1-10. Somewhere in the middle. and you can speak to this, and I was this close to pulling it off. But I didn't know if people would think you were this far removed.
Okay.
Or far enough removed.
Okay.
I wanted to do it. You're a child.
For the
Damon,
podcast.
yeah, for the podcast listeners.
No.
Derelict means abandoned, run down, or neglectful of duty.
Yeah.
You didn't think I was far enough removed?
Yeah. Dereliction of duties is in being a good person. But anyway.
Isn't derelict of duty just Shane?
Wow.
That's a poop joke for those who don't get it.
Wow.
What do you want over there?
Look at Shane.
What kind of crack did you have?
Fight. A shorty and a white.
What, am I not white?
Damon, you know we can hear you, right?
So just to clarify.
I don't think the podcast listeners care.
So just to clarify, in this scenario, I'm white and Shane identifies as short.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So you weren't sure if I was far enough removed?
Yeah.
From what exactly?
Remember when I had this idea, I was like, hey, you know what I think we should do? I think you should just do a one-on-one. Think of every difficult question that you want to ask Coach Rhule.
Oh, yeah.
And just have the interview.
Yeah.
Like, that was 98% going to be a thing. And then we just had the regular interview.
Yeah.
Like, because I wanted people to hear his thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Like, just ask it. Like, he's not going to duck any question. Look, he answered a question in front of national media on the national platform on the comparison of 3 teams that had won at the university that he had answered 6 months ago. You couldn't tell anything except that he answered the question. Right? Like, he's going to give you a real answer.
Yeah.
That question, that's probably, this is my opinion. Like, that's not a question for that. And he had addressed that already.
Yeah.
He even told, he's like, look, I don't wake up and compare myself and say I want to be better than Coach Hoiberg in basketball, right? Like, we've talked about this. You can ask him anything.
Yeah.
He's not gonna duck it.
And
I think that's the difference between, like, he's just not playing. At least that's what I appreciate. He's not playing the blame game.
Well, and that kind of goes all the way around, kind of back to the Wilson thing, in why I was significantly harder on Frost than Rhule. A, the results are better. I mean, that's obvious, right? B, part of my issue, and you know this, this was 2019, 2020 when I first started saying this about Frost. I did not respect the way A, he answered questions, and B, it seemed like he wasn't willing to take responsibility for anything that was happening in his program.
Yeah.
And that
I knew what bothered you.
That was my biggest issue. And to me, that's the biggest difference between a Rhule and a Frost. Even if the results weren't better, which again they are, I would be more, I'd have more grace towards Coach Rhule because he seems willing to accept his responsibility for what's happened, positive or negative, right? So that to me makes a huge, huge difference.
Yeah. Chuck, what do you think? What do you think, Chucky Chuck? I'm curious. Do you think we constructively criticize Rhule?
I mean, I criticized him when he hired Butler. I wanted a sitting DC.
Yeah,
you remember that conversation?
Oh yeah.
I gave you a name that I wanted.
Oh yeah.
I wanted Scott Simons from SMU.
Yeah, and I'll say things like he has to own the hires.
Yeah.
Like you have to own. I said there's 3 things I think that he would, 4 maybe that he would take back. Remember, I got
backward hat.
Yep.
Hiring Butler instead of waiting on whatever candidates he maybe timing wise, he'd have been more patient.
Yeah. Choppy vet.
Jeff Sims is a pro talent. Was that one of them?
Yep. And the other egregious one. Which I tried to explain.
I don't remember the fourth one.
The hell on wheels.
Oh, yeah, the defensive line being hell on wheels.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Which, again, was I think you have talked about a lot with the defensive line hire. Wasn't a good fit.
And I think he wanted a movement front.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how we got down this road, but maybe I was just answering my man Chucky Chuck's question. I mean, you got to own that.
Yeah, and I feel like he has, right? Like he made the changes, he identified the problems,
Mm-hmm.
and again, that's where I think some of this just comes from people.
There was a Morgan Wallen line in there, but I was considering where this morning has gone. I was not.
What happened?
Gonna go into question.
What do you mean?
Why you kill? Only I should get to kill Hubert Davis. You're not a fan.
What do you mean?
Shane, how is Hubert this morning? Do you know? Or are you still...
What do you mean?
Am I still pale?
I didn't call you pale.
No, in the chat. Somebody in the chat, they did.
I said short.
Somebody in the chat called him pale.
Have you seen Paleface Rider?
No. I thought it was just Pale Rider.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Clay face, pale face, same thing.
What's the one you like? TV? Never mind. Hey, what's up?
Shane, does Clayface hang out with mannequins and have drinks?
Yes, he does. It's a little weird.
It's an inside thing between me and Shane.
Nah, that's fine. You guys can have your little.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be in the movie. Just wait.
It's my dude.
When's
that coming out, bud?
Probably in, I'm not sure, maybe October or something. I think it's
Weren't you watching the thing, the trailer?
Earlier today? No.
October 23rd.
Oh, thank you, Neutron.
There you go.
October.
Look at that.
Fight.
How's the rest of that go?
I would look it up, but I'm too lazy.
Wow. Now we're going to go into this self-deprecating mode because you're in your feels.
Hey, I'm just being pale over here.
Did you mean self-defecating?
That sounded like a derelict comment.
Dude is on a heater. Just a grade A heater.
Keep your whatever over there.
Shane's so mad right now. He can't even think straight.
AJ, you are a little out of control, man. Like
Austin got his engagement photos out of the way. He's ready for war now.
I can finally eat again.
He's been on a hunger strike.
Were you hangry, AJ?
Yeah, I was not eating carbs for like 2 weeks.
I blame Kobe for the Volpe thing. That just
set
once somebody goes there, then anybody feels like they can just say
light a match and toss it in the kindling.
Shane, you good though? I just want to make sure we got a long rest of the show. I just want to make sure you're all right.
Might have to punch him in the ball bag.
Like if LeBron's on the ground and swipes a Draymond's ball bag.
Dude, you're a grown man. Don't admit that out loud ever again.
I'm a pale man.
Bag? Yeah.
Yeah, he can't be doing that.
Ooh, I'm gonna get you, put you right to ding ding. Said no one ever.
You call a man a grown man, and then you go and say ding ding.
Yeah, there's probably some irony in that. That's a good point. I probably got to own that.
Let's go punch him in the ding ding.
Okay.
What are you gonna go potty in the break?
Can we put up a poll? Which is more childish, PP or ding ding?
We're not doing this.
We're on it.
I think I need to go back out and sit in the rain and see if I can have a Daredevil
See
moment.
if you can see anything. Or Jennifer Garner.
Daredevil's blind, by the way.
That's why he had the rain. I felt a little blind.
That's why Damon likes him, because Damon too is blind.
Oh god.
It's gonna rain.
Much like Daredevil. I can't see.
Wow.
Coming up on the show today, we've got Dave BARTOO from Matrix Analytical.
A lot going on.
Hope he hasn't been listening.
Oh, he knows I'm crazy.
Yeah, I think he appreciates it. At 9 o'clock, we have Steve Gardner from USA Today to cover the All-Star break, or not the MLB trade deadline.
I need you to get your act together.
I'm working on it. MLB trade deadline with Steve Gardner from USA Today. And then after, we got a little special after 10 o'clock here. Jacob and I are going to talk a little Bluejay Breakdown. We've been to some practices and want to answer some questions that people had on the internet.
I apologize, Rob Mack. It got out of control early.
What happened?
Yeah, touchdown maker. Yep, Sasha is not close enough to slap our hand. So
yeah, she's doing real work. So she left us to our own devices.
Left you.
What could go wrong? That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Feeling tired? Foggy? Just off? At NextGen Male Medical Clinic, we offer hormone evaluations, peptides, supervised weight management for men and women. Most insurance accepted. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com.
Are the positives and negatives of that, though, of just having the spotlight, having all eyes on you pretty much all the time?
Well, the benefit is, like, I benefit from it, like, whether you want to look like, I'm a very social person, so it's like I get to meet so many cool people, make connections, talk to new people. So that's a benefit for me personally, because I love talking to people and I love being around big groups of people. I'm an extrovert, so it's like I feel like I'm in my natural habitat when I'm doing that stuff. So that's one positive, and you know, like obviously, like I can't deny, like the money comes, like there's good money that comes from it, and like that's a benefit. But again, like that wouldn't be there without volleyball. I would just say a negative is like there's always going to be judgment, but I think I've gotten to the point over the past 3 years, like I could care less. Like I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't see things and I don't get like the tiniest bit bothered by it, but at the end of the day, like I'm not losing sleep over it anymore, and I honestly wasted too many tears over it in so many years that it's not worth my time anymore. So that's always going to be a negative, but I'm sure that's like the answer everyone would give, and just sometimes not feeling like you can be yourself because you're worried about judgment. But like I said, I feel like I've gotten over that hump.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back to Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Dave BARTOO from Matrix Analytical. Dave, how are we doing this morning?
Dude, we are doing absolutely gorgeous. It is a great morning out here in the Pacific Northwest.
That gear is sensational, DB. Like that's got to be for us, right?
Is there something else? Am I on the right show?
We've got you
on.
Crap. We've got you on.
Is this BYU?
Guys, we've got him on a little bit of a delay. Do we want to log him back in? Oh, there you go. You're better.
Are we on one?
No, I think
Are we on
better.
a little bit of a delay?
Nope, that's better.
It could have been where I was. It could have been where I was sitting on the farm.
Oh, so are you still like basically eating what you kill?
I am still that person. Yes.
How are you have enough time to do what we're getting ready to talk to you about with all the other endeavors that you got, mainly being interested in being a really good chef?
It's just it's life. We don't sleep, right? You know, I'm a dad. I'm out of timeouts. I'm way out of timeouts. I used my last timeout a long time ago. So this is we're in overtime, and it's just death right now.
Nice.
That's why I never became a dad. I need lots of timeouts. I need lots of resets. You know? I need lots of leeway there. Dave, we wanted to talk to you because DB and I both kind of independently saw this coach effect deep dive that you were doing on some of the active coaches, and the one obviously that stuck out to us is in the Big Ten and on Nebraska schedule this year in Mike Locksley. You seem genuinely in your in your thread, you seemed like genuinely surprised at how bad the coach effect numbers were for Mike Locksley. Is that fair?
Mike Locksley is the hot seat. Okay. He's not on the hot seat. He defines the hot seat. He is, I don't even think arguably by the numbers. Okay. And I'm not an X's and O guys for people that don't know me. I've been a research data analysis, data researcher and analysis for 15 years now in college and pro sports. And so I don't watch the games, but I watch spreadsheets. So I tell stories with numbers. Mike Locksley is the worst head coach of the last 16 years. The worst. The worst. He is unequivocally done less with more than anybody since 2010. There is nobody that has stacked up more losses to talent than Mike Locksley. He has had a positive, you'd mentioned it, coach effect. Zero coach effect means you are exactly an average coach to the talent you have and the talent you're facing. Mike Locksley has never been positive one season in his life. Not one. He has 8 in a row. If he does it again this year, that'll be 9 in a row. That'll be more than anybody else. He'll break his tie with Steve Sarkisian at 8 in a row. And but the quality of the losses. You want to talk about strength of losses. Mike Locksley I would say try to imagine it, Husker fans. The last 15 years have been pretty rough, relative. Okay. For anybody out there looking for sympathy, by the numbers, you've had it for the last 15 years, not, no recency bias or anything like that. The last 15 years have been as rough on anybody in college football. But Locksley, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's a basketball school. And basketball schools put up with this kind of stuff. You look at Indiana, they let Kevin Wilson be there forever. They let Stoops be at Kentucky forever. All average and below average guys. Locksley is not just the worst in the Big Ten. He is the lowest graded head coach going into the FBS season 2026.
Let me ask you something, Dave, because one of the things that was fascinating, first, real quick, let's give kind of a generic baseline for coach effect. You and I have been talking about this since my former life. That was kind of one of the coolest things I thought you did, because you would cap these games without even watching, and you'd see these spreads and you'd say, oh, this is what the numbers show. It took all bias out of it. It took any of, personal bias, right? So it's just data.
Yeah.
Like, walk us through coach effect with kind of the Cliff Notes version. And then
right. When I originally started it was just rooted in recruiting. It was, did you beat a better 4-year recruiter or not? Okay. Yeah. So let's stick with Nebraska. All right. Did you beat Ohio State or not? All right. If you beat Ohio State because their recruiting level was significantly higher, you beat Ohio State, that's plus coach effect. Whether you beat them in Lincoln or in Columbus, that's plus coach effect for the Nebraska head coach. For the Ohio State coach, that's minus coach effect. And I just kept track of all these games over time, because once you started bad, you tended to stay bad. And once you started good, you tended to stay good. Now, a lot of those rules I've had to rewrite with NIL. 2023, you can see the numbers. If you and I were sitting down, I could pull up the spreadsheets. You can see where the numbers changed after 2022. So my data now, I'm looking at it, is post NIL era, which is 2023 forward. And so I kind of said I need to reinvent coach effect. And so I started using the most unbiased, smartest group of people I knew in evaluating programs as well. That's Las Vegas closing spreads, because you have the Las Vegas minds, and then you have the sharp minds, and that closing number is what a lot of really, really unbiased, trying to beat each other people come up with. So I've applied using Vegas unbiased numbers, because a lot of fans don't realize when you see that spread minus 6.5, it's also telling you the percentage chance of winning. So you can create an excellent, unbiased, transparent strength of record just off of those numbers, which I did. And you can create a strength of schedule with it, but I've also used it to enhance coach effect, to be able to gauge the quality of coaches, especially on the upper and the lower end. You start getting with a talent or no talent, you can have a bad coach with no talent, but the numbers didn't show it very well. Now they do. And so I've been able to revise it and kind of adjust it for the NIL era going forward.
Is that where, so can I just quick follow-up? Mm-hmm. So when it was just interesting as I'm scrolling through the thread, and listen, like I said, I've followed you we're on double-digit years now. So it's just a fascinating follow to begin with. But when you drop the line about Sark, and you kind of alluded to it again in this interview, I think there's this perception of Sarkisian. We've argued about this
because I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I had picked them to make this run. This was a couple of years ago, and he said he's never won more than 9 games. We got into this 3-day debate over coaching prowess. Were you surprised at the stark contrast? I think the term you used was he flipped it, but there was this year, right? It was 2022 or 2023, where Sark seemed to have this flip. Is that due to the NIL era? Walk us through the fascination with Sarkisian to start.
Oh, well, I think it's a wonderful discussion, because I think he's average. He's had 11 years as a head coach in the system, and by coach effect, he's only had 2 positive ones. And so up until he flipped in 2023, yes, he did. Okay. But prior to that, he had 8 consecutive years of underperforming the talent. Now, not terrible years. It was a half game or a full game or it was little things, but, and then every once in a while he'd pop a bad one, but he was never good. Washington, never positive. USC, never positive. And Texas, yes, he popped that one in 2023. And I don't know how much of it was the players. I don't know how much of it was the combination of players and coaches. Because, look, Steve Sarkisian as an offensive coordinator, let me be clear, is a really good offensive coordinator. I don't think he's that good at head coaching. I think his good job is calling plays. But, he, as a play caller, he's excellent. He brought in Pete Kwiatkowski, one of the top 5 defensive coordinators in college football, who he just fired for Will Muschamp, and everybody thinks he got better. Yeah, I'll have whatever you're drinking, buddy. Wow. And remember, he also had Ewers at the time. Yeah. And so there was a lot of experience there, and they went on a run. But then the next year, the coach effect dropped. And the offensive scoring efficiency dropped. And the next year, the coach effect dropped again. And the scoring efficiency dropped. And the defense kept that thing intact for the last 3 years. But he fired the defensive coordinator for Will Muschamp. And, everybody has holes in the NIL era. Everybody. I don't think there's any more elite teams as we knew it from 2022 going forward. Or going backward, excuse me. But with Steve, you look at the downside, 9 of his 11 years, he has underperformed the talent. And to me, he's setting himself up for it again by having all of this continuity, yet going, I need to do a new DC. Or maybe Pete just said, I'm tired of the show and I left, went to the NFL. That's cool too. But to me, make no mistake, championship teams are built on excellent coaching. Indiana has the highest composite grade 1 through 11 coaches in college football right now.
They had to recalibrate your whole system, right? Because you didn't have a benchmark for that.
Nobody does. I mean, what he's done in the last 2 years, it's like trying to watch a tape where you just got thumped 6-0 and trying to find something from it that is meaningful. Just burn it, right? There's nothing there. It is largely, it's entirely inexplicable. I don't think I'll ever see in my life something like that. I mean, it's not just a bad team. We're talking about a historically horrific program that won a national title. I can't put words into it. I mean, I used to just stay up trying to figure out how Ed Orgeron won a national title. That was the most confusing thing ever, and this just dwarfs it. It just dwarfs it. And so, what they've been able to do there, it's amazing. But the one thing it taught me, there's 2 things it's teaching me right now. Number one, when it comes down to betting, Las Vegas is accounting for the way more than coaching, and they're undervaluing coaching right now. And I think coaching is at a bigger premium than ever before with the lack of continuity. That's number 2. Continuity is very, very important. I found it in the NFL. I'm starting to see it pop up a lot more. Returning starters used to not be a thing, and continuity used to not be a thing in college football. Now I'm starting to see it pop up a little bit more as well. So with Indiana, it also showed me that I got to start taking into account more of the portal rankings and how that's blended, because Indiana, even though a lot of people were surprised in it, at least I adjusted my talent. They were top 20 heading into last year, which is still an amazing feat. Don't get me wrong, to flip the program just talent-wise. But it's teaching me some things that I wasn't expecting to see out of NIL.
Dave, I know you've got this great series on Coach Effect on your guys' Patreon. Go check it out. It's CFB Matrix. But so give me a couple nuggets here, because I am fascinated by this stuff, and I really love the ones that there's Sarkisian's a great example of a guy that people are like, oh, great coach.
Because it validates what you think.
Yeah, that's why it's a terrific example.
Selection bias, baby.
This is why we have to talk to you, because you don't have my selection bias.
I do. I can.
Give me some guys on the other side of it that are maybe not well regarded at nationally. They're no one's darling, but are actually really good at this, according to your coach effect?
Oh, okay. So surprises. How about some young guys? Guys, up and coming. Let's drop some bombs on maybe some guys that people haven't heard of yet. Huh?
Don't say
Chesney.
Yeah.
Fine. I won't. You already did. Okay. Here's one that I got circled. And then people talked about Jason. We've talked about Jason Eck for a long time. We think he's going to end up back in the 10 somewhere. Wisconsin. I'm looking at you. You got a new AD. But he's getting fired a lot of times. Jerry Mack at Kennesaw State. Had a really, really good year last year. Keep your eye on that guy. Cartney at Delaware. I think he might be going places too. That's another name. So we just popped off 4 right there. The one that's intriguing me because we got to talk a little SEC because we're in Big Ten country right now. Is that how we're doing it now?
Yeah.
Is we love our conference. I don't get it. I hope Washington goes 0-12 for the rest of my life. I don't understand it. I don't. You're not a
fish guy anyway, are you?
Well, yeah, I am. A little bit. I'm a Ryan Walters guy. I think that guy's one of the most dynamic defensive coordinators in the entire country. Agreed. But even if I happen to work for Fish and Washington as a fan, I still want him to go on 12. I'm not rooting for anybody, right? Which is actually it's a partial truth. I love all the programs I work for, but still, you get my drift. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of some of the other the big positive guys. Everybody
like
circles,
Chesney, right?
I do.
Very higher for me. I am concerned about UCLA. I listened to him at Big Ten Media Days. I thought he was fascinating.
Yeah, the thing with Chesney though is he's done it at multiple programs. One of the things that we've always talked about, one of the favorite words that my co-founder and buddy Adam came up with is portable. Mm-hmm. Is he portable? Okay, and what that means is has he done it at multiple places? Because we have a Billy Napier who was a rock star at Louisiana, never proved he was portable. Okay, Scott Frost never proved he was portable.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas your new defensive coordinator, Rob Orrick, right? Is he portable? Yeah. Idaho, flip. San Diego State, flip. Right. Chesney, first job, FCS, flip. James Madison. Now, he went into James Madison after Cignetti, which is always a little bit of a flag, a warning sign, but Cignetti took a lot of those guys. So you look at Chesney's numbers in terms of his ceiling. He hasn't been doing this long enough to really make me feel that he has a good floor. But from a risk standpoint, a lot of time in the AD, you guys have been doing this long enough. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Mm-hmm. And, so I think Chesney was a good risk, but I think we all have to hold our breath on any of them, not get too far over our skis because Big Ten is full of good coaching. Now, how about this one, though? How would you like a guy on a hot seat before he's coached a game in the Big Ten at his new team?
Is that, don't tell me, that would be, I know you want to say Whittington. I'll go with Matt Campbell.
Pat Fitzgerald.
It fits. I was going to say Fitz.
And again, you guys are kindred spirits. Ravi is out on Fitz.
Yeah, give me my coach effect on Fitz, all right? I need some more validation, baby.
Okay, now here's where the numbers are fun. When you look at his composite, it's positive, right? And so you go, Dave, why are you so down on Fitz? He's plus half a game for his career. Yeah, I got one word for you, Hankwitz.
I was going to say, what is he without Hankwitz?
Here we go.
Well, exactly. That's line in the sand. When Hankwitz, and for listeners that don't know, Hankwitz is probably, you want to talk about underrated, underappreciated, probably the best, I've never heard of that guy, defensive coordinator in the last 20 years in college football. Absolutely incredible, the numbers he put up at Northwestern. The day he left, that program absolutely fell off of a cliff. And in 2019, 2021, and 2023, Pat Fitzgerald amongst arguably worst head coaches in the Power Four. He had in 2020, well, I'm sorry, I've thrown that stuff out. 2020 doesn't mean anything to me, guys. And the other 3 out of 4 years were absolutely horrific. Like Mike Loxley thought those were bad years. And so this is my early warning system on Fitzgerald going off, and I held my breath. I saw him staff. Yeah, the early warning system is just on fire right now. So I am really curious. I know it's people have they're not too, they're too early top 25. My too early hot seat is keep your eye on Pat Fitzgerald. That guy was not good at the end of Northwestern.
Let me ask you something. Can you talk, and I'll get to Nebraska in a second with Coach Rhule and Holgorsen. Can you talk about Matt Campbell without talking about Haycock? Because this will be his first year without John as his defensive coordinator in Happy Valley.
Dude, Haycock and Hankowitz, man. His defensive coordinator at Iowa State, John, was awesome. I mean, he wasn't Hankowitz, right?
Yeah.
But he was flat out top 5 DC in this country, and he was hidden at Iowa State forever. And now I haven't been. I don't keep my finger on that pulse. Is he out?
Going back and forth. I better double check that. He had been back and forth, but I think they brought Lynn over, which Haycock went with Campbell originally and then was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. So I think with D'Anthony Lynn coming over, that I don't think Haycock is even in an advisory role. But do you
right? Because something, Matt Campbell, they hired the guy they fired.
Oh,
that's the way I see it. They hired the guy they fired. You look at their coach effect numbers, they're largely the same guy. You look at their ability to build momentum and game control, which is the most important metric in college football, largely the same guy. Coach effect, pretty much the same guy. Both of them started off hot and then kind of tailed off at the end. I mean, Matt Campbell didn't do anything special at Iowa State at the end there. I think a lot of it was driven by John and the defense. He got really lucky with Brock Purdy because Brock was I had him rated number 1 in quarterback effect because Manning, their offensive coordinator, is no good. And so Brock carried that whole team himself, despite having a what I would call largely an awful offensive coordinator outside of Brock Purdy being in charge of the offense. And you couple that with John's defense, they won a lot of football games. But you take John out of the equation, like Hankowitz Northwestern, man, I think there's a lot of trouble there. And we all know the expectations at State. They mirror Nebraska. Everybody wants to win. And win big, and they expect the big recruits at Penn State, and we'll see how it goes. But I don't think Penn State upgraded at all. And I think one of the big stories in the Big Ten, I think one of the whole plots to look at is if John's not there as a DC, who is Matt Campbell?
We got a perfect connection right where you're at, Dave. So it's not pixelating here much. Let me ask you about Coach Rhule, and maybe we talk about Holgorsen in the same vein. I know you and Adam, you guys liked Orich as a hire. Where are we with this combination in year 4, especially post NIL?
Well, with Rob, the ceiling that you have with him is extraordinary. That was the number 3 offensive face to just defense in college football last year. And so his impact has been really good where he's been at. Dana, it is, you look at his composite years, our biggest concern And from a data standpoint, that's always usually my number one thing is I go to what's the floor. Everybody's always looking at the ceiling. The offense for his career, he has a high ceiling, but we haven't really seen the offensive potential, I don't think yet, of what he's done in the past. And I think the question mark is, can he really excel in his offense in the Big Ten, especially when you start getting in November? So combination wise, very solid. And I think that, if somebody, we talked about Penn State having the big question mark. I think ultimately with Nebraska, how big of an impact can the new DC have? How quick can it happen? Is it year one? Is it year two? Year three? Obviously, as fans, you're hoping it's an immediate impact like he did at San Diego State. And if that kind of defense level, there's going to be some exciting games in Lincoln.
Do you like Calandria? Have you done any quarterback effects with Calandria? A little buffer.
He might have froze this time.
Yep, might have froze. Shane, see if you can resend him.
Dang nabbit.
Oh, there you go, Dave. You might be back.
I'm sorry, guys.
There you go, right there. That's good.
I do live out in the middle of nowhere. I do live out in the middle of nowhere, and we got some storms going on around here. So
can you hear us now? Okay.
My apologies. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. What do you think about Calandria and the combination with Holgorsen in that offense?
Oh, I'm not an X's and O's guys, right? So right. I'm not. I have never seen a second of that guy. Okay. So all I can say is on something like that is, if you're a tape person though, go back to great Holgorsen offenses and go, does this guy fit? Right? Do that with anybody. Go so when Dana was ripping, right? Go back to some of his great years, look at the quarterback play, look at running back play, look at the blocking situation and go, okay, how does that apply to the Huskers going into 2026 now? Right? If you're an X's and O person, that's what I'm looking at. How does this guy fit? Your last quarterback couldn't run too well, right? Yeah. And so when you look at Holgorsen's tape, how much did that hurt what he wanted to do on the upper side, and try to spread out a defense? So everything that I'm hearing, through the interwebs and so forth, is this is a much better fit for what Dana wants to do. But again, not an X's and O's guys. I'd leave that up to the experts that watch the film, like you guys and your listeners, to determine how well that fit is going to happen. We'll find out real quick. By the end of 4 weeks, that's who a team is. So offensively, so it won't take long to answer. But I'm hoping for all Cornhusker fans, it's a really good fit.
Let me ask you about one that Ravi really likes: the combination of Kyle Whittingham and Jason Beck going to Michigan. For as much as I've said this for about 3 weeks now, for as much as it is Michigan, I still think they're flying under the radar. That's about as good a hire as they could get under the circumstances.
Ridiculous. Who would have guessed it? Right? Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like, let's just get last in the line for food. And when we get to eat, there's a New York strip still sitting there.
Yeah.
It's like nuts. But I caution everybody, okay? In the last 5 years, guys that go from Power 4 to Power 4, their first year is usually at best average. They don't make a lot of big impact. Everybody wants to think right now they're hiring the next Curt Cignetti. Man, I agree with you. Michigan has a lot of power, and they're always going to have a lot of talent. Kyle Whittingham's one of the best head coaches we've had over the last 15 years. But that first year impact is really, really hard right now. It really is. I do like the combination. I like Beck. I like Whittingham. I like the staff. I think we cannot discount the ability for Michigan to pull talent, find talent, acquire talent. But I'm just cautious on everybody. And I keep saying this, and what's going to happen? It's going to be Michigan and LSU in the national title. God forbid. Because I love I love LSU the same way too. A lot of talent. Returning DC, top 15 defense in the country last year. They're all coming back. They got a veteran quarterback. They got a top 5 offensive coordinator. They got a top 5 head coach or top 10 head coach. And, but it's year one. So, none of us are going to be surprised if Michigan is right back in the top 25 again with Kyle Whittingham.
Let's just go rapid fire before we get you out of here. Do you have a regression candidate that's a kind of a national darling? Ravi thinks Ole Miss may struggle. We think Texas Tech may come back to the pack. Do you have a regression candidate based on coaching changes?
Not named Steve Sarkisian. Okay, Ravi, you owe me $20. Regression candidate. Who's falling back? Who's been over their skis too long? Big Ten. Who?
What about Ole Miss?
Well, it's a brand new head coach. You expect that to fall back. I mean, you do. You got a new offensive coordinator there that's never called plays in the SEC. He's done a good job at ECU for a couple of years, and John David Baker, but he is a little bit of a high tempo, and I'm not sure how that's going to work in the SEC. But then again, lack of player depth means one quarterback can take over a lot of football games, and Trinidad is really awesome at Ole Miss. But I do expect Ole Miss to take a step back. They've arguably had the easiest schedule in the SEC the last 4 years. Lane took advantage of it, and the Ole Miss expectations, playoffs. I'm feeling the 8-4, missing the playoffs, and taking a step back but it's a new staff. Right. So I don't see USC taking that big of a step forward with Gary Patterson. He left TCU and the last thing he did was nothing but defense. Utah. You got Scally. I'm not sure that, Utah fans have come to expect an awful lot, and deservedly so. I think there could be a step back there. And I'm not too sure who else is going to take that step back. Penn State's schedule favors them. That might take a little while to unravel there. I'm not that big on Matt Campbell.
Let me ask you about two guys we compared for different reasons. Brian Day won the national title. It got him off the hot seat. I think if he's not playing in that championship game, who knows? So his coach effect is always interesting because he's got elite level talent. And we compared it to Brett Venables maybe coming out of the other side too, where he's kind of left for dead. He had the huge year last year. Had the wonky kind of, do I have a coordinator? Do I call my own defense again? Now they're primed to make an SEC title run. Let me get out of here with this on my Day and Venables. Where are they in your coach effect and why? He's on the move.
Go on, Dave.
I was trying to get a better signal while you were talking. I was trying to get a better signal while you were talking.
That's a good one.
So, with Day, it's positive. I mean, he's got a lot of talent. Winning with that talent. And so his has been actually very positive as well overall. The Venables started out rough. Yeah, he had a really good year last year. That was the number one defense in the SEC. That was the only championship level defense in the SEC, which is, it just shows us Brent Venables still has the fastball. They got a returning quarterback. They need to run the football more. So I think he's on the cusp of it's almost like a rubber match, right? He lost the first game, he won the second one. He's coming back out to see maybe who he is. I lean whereas with Ryan Day, I mean, that guy's been really, really consistent. He's one of the top generators of momentum in the game. When he has momentum in his favor, he's only lost one game in his career. NFL. And I'm seeing how Ohio State takes a step back at any point with Ryan Day, the money they have, and their ability to evaluate and acquire players.
Okay, real quick, rapid fire on some guys that I like. You tell me overrated, underrated, or properly rated. Let's start off with Marcus Freeman.
Oh, I think he might be underrated.
Okay, so even with the one reception, really good.
Oh yeah, we were going rapid fire. Underrated.
Okay, give me Kalani Sitake.
Underrated, very underrated. Been one of the best coaches of the last couple of years, and giving him credit for it.
Give me Jeff Monken.
Really, really good head coach, but
we didn't hear that one.
Dang it.
Can you give me Monken one more time?
Didn't think he was portable. Really good head coach.
Oh, I just really good head coach. I just don't think what he.
Okay, Jamie Chadwell.
Great for where he's at. I don't think he's going anywhere. His numbers are really good in terms of coach effect. I'm just not sure that portable to the Power Four, and I'd love to see him get a shot at it though.
What about G.J. Kinney?
I think the jury's still out on the guy. You put together the offense, but it's kind of like Lincoln Riley light. It's just so there's no defense there, and I'm still holding my breath on him. I'm not big or down on him. I don't have a pulse on him yet.
Last but not least, Mike Norvell.
Oh, on the hottest seat in the country. 4 straight years of negative coach effect. Really shocking because what he did at Memphis, I thought was very, very good. He's been good at staffing. Just cannot find his spot at Florida State. I don't think he survives, and that's not good or bad. There just may not be a fit there. But I can see another AD wanting to give him a shot based on what he did at Memphis to see if he can find lightning in the bottle.
What was your consensus on Rhule? We used him in comparison to Holgorsen. What was your consensus on Coach Rhule?
I think this is a huge year right now. I know every year is really big. The coach effect has been getting a little bit better every year. We're seeing positive progression every year. But I don't think from a fan base standpoint, it's been rapid enough.
Yeah,
for fans. So with the change at quarterback, change at DC, 2026 feels just to me, looking at on paper, it's like we really want to see a good year get popped this year for him.
Gotcha.
That's Dave BARTOO, Matrix Analytical. Dave, great stuff. We appreciate the time. As always, we'll talk soon.
Thanks, DB.
That is Dave BARTOO for Matrix Analytical. Thank you for
Jose. You're nuts.
Thank you for hanging in there with us on the reception. What Jose say?
Those guys are hired by like 60 schools to do coaching searches.
Yeah, no, it's like half the country uses them for OCs, DCs, head coaches. Like they know what they're talking about. They literally have the best info in the business.
Okay.
In terms of analytics.
Okay, Jose.
It's like whatever. I mean, whatever you guys want. It's fine.
No, the reception was choppy, but man.
No, but their information is incredible. Go check them out on Patreon, CFB Matrix, or on Twitter at Dave BARTOO or at CFB.
It's interesting when he and Adam both vibe together.
Yeah.
The Arch thing they thought was huge. Like we caught a break, and nothing's wrong with Toledo, but I mean, I'm trying to hold a gun to Nebraska, said hire me now. Rhule like, hold on.
Also, again, the portability thing is huge there. That guy had only done it at Toledo, or it's just done it at a couple different spots. The other one, and this is I've referenced it several times over the offseason. The other hire that they were over the moon about was Jeep Wade.
I know.
That was a guy, because I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit. I know it'll be shocking to you. McClintock agreed with me. Donnie Raiola was not a bad offensive line coach, and he thought they should only let him go for a clear upgrade, and Jeep Wade was that clear upgrade.
It's kind of the same thing Coach Rhule said.
That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Yeah, I think I've grown tremendously just on and off the field, just the way I study the game and the way I break down film and how much more stronger I've gotten during the offseason and how faster I've gotten. I think from last year to this year, it's just been a great process.
I know in the spring you mentioned you were also stepping up as a vocal leader. How has it pushed you to be more of a vocal leader, not just on the offense, but for this team?
Yeah, I think for the team is just understanding the guys that you're leading on the team and understanding what works for everybody, because some leadership styles is not going to work for same guys on the team. So just getting to know my teammates has been a great process, especially the new guys coming in and just embracing them with open arms.
Losing weight is harder than you expected. It's not just about willpower. At Next Gen Male Medical Clinic, we build a supervised plan around your body, not someone else's. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Let's get you moving forward.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Appreciate Dave joining us. Maybe we can get him some Starlink or something for Christmas.
Yeah.
He
is a heck of a funny follow.
No, and he's, the information's unbelievable.
You know what's funny? I think there was like 3 or 4 years in a row, he picked bowl games at like a 64% clip.
Yeah.
It was in the mid 60s without watching football.
Yeah, the data analysis from him is literally unreal. Like, it's unbelievable. They do such a good job.
How about he just rattled off names of where guys were, coming over from East Carolina, and it's just like, you didn't even know I was going to ask you that.
That was my favorite part, is we did not prepare him for any name that we threw at him at all.
No.
And he's just like, yeah, this guy's this.
He's walking on his phone.
Yeah. Derek just wants us to fly Sid next time.
I know.
Get a little face to face with Dave.
Yeah, he's not another big vacuum seal guy. He likes to cook a lot of his own food.
He vacuum seals because he's killing his own food.
Yeah, he does hunt.
That's different. You're vacuum sealing corn dogs.
That was how I practiced my new.
Did you get the new one finally?
Yeah, Austin wouldn't give me the $20 to put towards it. Who knows what he did with it? He probably put it.
I don't have the $20. I legitimately don't know where it went because I set up that GoFundMe as a joke and someone donated and I don't know how to have access to it. I hope that guy got his $20 back because it's like
gone. Guy too.
I know. I feel bad. I don't know where to go.
So I got the Food Saver one. I think either Ken or KJ was telling me about it.
Ken was talking about the Food Saver one.
Yeah. I like it.
It's doing good for you?
Yeah. I don't like the latch. Like it's a 3 approach. It's either open, store, or operate.
Okay.
So you have to slide it. I could see that lever going bad at some point.
But otherwise good?
Yeah. I showed you the corn dogs.
No, you did. Not the new
ones.
I
put it in Discord.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, you didn't send it to me.
I said, backlight. I said, guess who's back? I did some hash browns yesterday.
Why are you vacuum sealing hash browns, man?
Because I don't like how they sit in the package is too big. It's too much air in there. And I don't like the ice crystals.
I forgot you're arranging the fridge freezer guy. It has to look nice and organized.
Yeah, it has to be. Yes. I don't want to have to dig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a big dig guy.
Yeah, right. Amazing, Daniel. Somebody donated money to his friend to get a vacuum sealer, and he doesn't know what happened.
I think we could probably figure this out. I'm guessing he just needs to add a bank account. We'll figure it out.
Well, see, that's the part. I never linked any way for the money to get to me. So it's just sitting there, and I don't really know how to get back to it. So I can figure that out.
Yeah. Okay, Austin.
It's fine.
You act like this is some conspiracy. I legitimately did it as a joke and didn't think anyone was going to donate to it, and now I have to go back and find it.
No, that's no conspiracy
theory. All right, we'll figure it out.
You're a fine, upstanding young man.
Much like we discussed yesterday, he just doesn't know. It's an ignorance issue, not a conspiracy issue.
That first segment was that was fascinating. I can't believe how that thing morphed.
This morning?
Yesterday. No, this morning was a train wreck because it was mostly at my expense, so that's fine.
Oh, Evan, were you the one that gave the $20? You're stealing money from my guy?
There's a couple people.
He's a pastor. How dare you?
Wait, is there more than one?
There were multiple.
Oh, God.
Job, Austin.
Did people really think that was real?
I mean, it was real.
It was nice because I wanted this fancy one.
It's fine.
Just make do.
Don't worry about it.
No,
I donated $20 too. Can I get it back?
No, he didn't.
I don't believe a word of that, Shane.
I donated 120.
Shane doesn't.
I donated 120.
Shane doesn't donate $20 to his own food budget. He's certainly not donating $20 to your vacuum seal budget.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk quarterbacks for a second?
Yeah, sure.
NFL or college?
I don't care.
Let's flip a coin. Let's see what we got here. We're going to go NFL. The Athletic just put out their quarterback tiers list that they do every year. This is my favorite part of the offseason because we get lots of lists. I'm a big list guy, DB. Would you like to guess how many quarterbacks are in tier 1?
4.
There are 4. Can you name them?
Mahomes.
Yep.
Burrow.
Yep.
Allen.
Yep. This one is the tricky one. Because I think there's 2 names that you would maybe put here, but only one of them is in tier 1.
I think they probably prematurely threw Drake May a bone.
They did not.
Okay, then I'll go with Matt Stafford.
It is Matt Stafford.
Thank you.
The other one that I thought, although he did not have a good year last year, Lamar Jackson was the other one that I thought might sneak into that group. He was number 1 in the tier 2 group, which is actually huge. I think there's like 12 guys in tier 2, which is pretty healthy, depending on if you agree with it or not, but a pretty healthy cross-section of the league to have 17 guys in the first 2 tiers. I'm going to read off some names here real quick, and that they do put these in order. You tell me fair or foul. Okay? We've got Lamar Jackson as the top of the second tier, then Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Drake May, and Jared Goff are tied at 8th. Any objections yet?
No.
Jordan Love at 10.
Oh, they like him as much as I do.
Purdy and Caleb Williams tied for 11th.
Are you surprised at the emergence of the Caleb Williams love? He's definitely getting the Ben Johnson.
The bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a little bump.
Caleb Williams is in almost everybody's. I haven't seen him lower than 12 in any list.
I think 11, 12 is appropriate. You're like, that's the neighborhood. I think you probably 12, I think sounds about right.
Let's see who's behind him.
Guys that are behind him. Jaden Daniels coming off the injury.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels with a familiar OC that's never called a play before.
So not really sure what to do there. Baker Mayfield, right behind that. Sam Darnold.
Would you, if you had to play a season tomorrow, are you taking Baker or Caleb? Is that the wrong way to ask the question?
Do I get Ben Johnson with Caleb?
No.
Then I'm probably taking Baker Mayfield.
I don't mean to answer it like that, but
well, am I getting,
I think that's how I would look at a quarterback. It's not necessarily Adam McClintock's word. It's a very good word. I used to use portable to death.
Oh yeah, you use portable. Yeah, that's where I recall it from.
I used to beat that thing to death. Portable, that is.
Yeah. You certainly wouldn't kill anything else. So am I taking just like their current situation? Like I get Zach Robinson and Baker Mayfield, and I get Ben Johnson, and
I don't want to do that with the OC, but because there are a few guys that I think transcend that and maybe that's what makes them tier 1.
I don't think either of these guys currently for me are guys that transcend their OC.
Okay, that's fair.
Like we saw a pretty big difference between the 2 years ago with Baker Mayfield and Liam Cohen and last year without him.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a difference there. I think the continued mentorship of Ben Johnson is pretty critical to Caleb Williams, how he ends up as a quarterback. Right. So I'm not willing to, just like with Brock Purdy, I cannot extract him from Kyle Shanahan. Impossible.
Most people don't.
I think he's a good quarterback.
There are quarterbacks like that.
I think he's a really good quarterback.
Then you should hold a guy like Dak Prescott in higher regard.
He is I don't have a problem with him at 7. Like he's really, really good.
Because
he's had multiple head coaches, multiple OCs.
You know
and
what's funny? I feel like
almost everywhere.
I don't know if I've beaten you in a submission or Dak has just played his way into you.
He's just been good for too long in too many bad situations.
Yeah, you used to really fight me over that.
I thought for a while you liked him maybe more than he deserved, but like the track record speaks for itself.
He's pretty good.
There's too much evidence that he's better at this than most people.
And he handles foolishness.
A lot of it. Like his temperament to be in Dallas is really good.
He is. Dak Prescott is a heck of a leader. He handles a ton of foolishness.
He is a guy I wish I would get to see under better circumstances. Like if you ever put him in a well-run organization with a great OC, like that'd be terrific.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with him at 7. What?
It's not so much. KJ just threw me for a loop. I have to stop doing that. That's why I have to squirrel up. If I'll donate to DB when he stops wasting money on Uber Eats. I only use Uber Eats when I go out of town and I don't have a vehicle.
I mean, that makes sense.
Now he might be talking about Instacart.
Yeah, you do Instacart some things.
I have 2 more months of a $99.
Yeah, you had the membership.
$99 membership.
Yeah. I get you. You got to use the membership. You got to get the most out of it.
Yeah. I made that mistake on the road.
So I've got a problem with this contention here with Corn Raider.
Why? He's funny.
He says Dak is overpaid.
I think Corn Raider's a Dallas fan though.
That's fine. He says we, so I assume he is.
Because he's talked about them before.
Dak is overpaid for his production, which that's not true.
No.
But then he asked, what are we paying per win? What are we paying for playoff win? And that's not all on Dak.
That's not how it works.
That's there.
You're the Corn Raider. You think Nebraska was bad in the red zone? Like Dallas was giving up touchdowns at a 70% clip for 2 years in a row when teams got in the red zone.
Yeah, they were a sieve.
That defense was horrific for 2 years.
Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
And I get he had the blip year with the picks, but no, I have not been back since. To Costco.
You gotta go back at some point, man. Come on.
Maybe I'll go in there today just to say, hey, I gotta go train.
I look at Dak Prescott, and he's been way too good for way too long. And there are so many other things.
Certainly not over. There's no way.
He's certainly not overpaid for his production because his production is elite. If you want to talk about wins, then we're going to have an argument about how much a quarterback contributes to wins.
Dallas is nothing without.
They would be in bad shape without that dude.
Without Dak.
That blip year with the interceptions is now back to 2022 now. That's a while ago and an outlier.
Yeah.
He's never had more than 11 in the last 10 years besides that. He's 243 to 92 as a ratio. That's almost 3 to 1. He's over 4,000 every year that he's healthy.
That's pretty good.
He's at 67% completion for his career. He's really, really good. I think Dallas is a super bad situation. Okay, Corn Raider, but it's not just because you paid Dak. It's because you paid everybody. Every time, how
are you mad at Dak, but not like CeeDee Lamb?
That's what I mean. You pay the receiver, you pay we're not. I get that he's not on the money anymore, but you're paying Zeke. You paid Zeke Elliott. You're just paying everybody.
Yeah.
This isn't a Dak problem.
That might be a Steve Jones problem.
Yeah, it's definitely a management problem.
Talk to me about who's after Flaker.
Your guy Mayfield. So you got Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold.
They're going to be fascinating.
I don't know what to do with Sam Darnold.
So you look at Seattle's roster, and it's legit. You look at the starters they lost, and you're like, God, is that going to be a problem?
Mm-hmm.
But I look at no Clint Kubiak.
Yeah. I think that is...
Darnold had KOC and Kubiak.
Back-to-back. And I
like Darnold.
I do too. I still don't totally trust him. The turnovers, when you put the ball in his hands that much, the turnovers crept up. I believe 14 and 12 interceptions the last 2 years. That number and the ratio start
it doesn't matter. TK, I get it. You've got to win a playoff game, but every year Justin Herbert is in the draft, he's going as the top quarterback. So I don't know what else to tell you.
Justin Herbert's a hard one for me because the way he plays is fantastic, and he just hasn't ever won very much.
So it's
but if I can't be mad,
I don't know what to tell you.
If I can't be mad at Dak for it, I'm going to have a hard time being mad at Justin Herbert for it. Yeah. The only difference for me is I think Herbert's been in better situations, and I think, in my opinion, Herbert.
Although we say that we say that until we run down his list of receivers that.
So I mean coaching situation, but it's because I like Harbaugh more than anything else.
And he's only had Harbaugh for 2 years,
right? So I'm open to seeing what, and I imagine the Chargers will give Harbaugh more runway so that they'll have a chance to actually win together.
I mean, drawing a line in the sand, TK, doesn't make you cool; it just makes you stubborn.
I don't know what to do with Darnold. The 25-14 last year is a little concerning.
Yeah,
dropping below that 2 to 1.
Yeah,
2 years ago with KOC, he had 35 touchdown passes, so the 12 interceptions are palatable, right? But the completion percentage is what it is. He's going to throw for a lot of yards. I think he's a little bit more mistake prone than I'm comfortable with, and you lose Kubiak, and that's a whole other thing.
Hey, can I go to college real quick?
Yeah.
Do you like black quarterbacks?
I like good quarterbacks, so whatever.
How come you let Marcel Reed off the hook with his interceptions, but not Jennings?
Oh, I'm not letting Marcel Reed off the hook, but you don't keep asking me about Marcel Reed. You keep asking me about Jennings.
Oh.
You keep asking me about Jennings. I'm not going to answer with Marcel Reed. That doesn't make any sense.
That's fair.
You start asking about Marcel Reed, and I'll let you know.
I think glazed is a funny word.
Like donuts?
Yes.
I like donuts.
I like some.
Let's take a quick break. Steve Gardner coming up next to talk a little MLB and trade deadline. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Are you feeling off, low energy, or asleep? At Next Gen Male Medical, we not only evaluate your testosterone, but overall health. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Together, we'll get you back on your game.
You know, we lost a quarterback we thought we were going to get. We said, who's available? There were 3 great quarterbacks out there. We said, hey, let's bring them all in on the same day, man. We got to move. And I learned from a great coach, Steve Adazio, a guy that I love and respect. And he was at Florida, and he always said, you know, talked about Tebow, like, I don't care about, you know, anything else about a quarterback other than if they have it. And, like, you can't tell people what it is, but you can feel it. And I said, guys, we'll know within the first 5 minutes of meeting these guys who our quarterback is. And I remember Anthony got out of the car, watching him shake everybody's hands and the way he carried himself and the way he did things. And I was like, that's our guy. And he's a great yin to my yang. You know, I'm old school, you know, be tough, incrementalist, get better day by day. And he's got some swagger and some juice that is great to offset me. And I think I can't wait to watch him play. But
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Steve Gardner from USA Today. Talk a little Major League Baseball. I don't know if you know this, Steve. There was a pretty busy day yesterday.
I think I'm still recovering, as a matter of fact, Ravi. The deals were at one point just going so fast it was hard to keep up with everything.
It's fascinating. Usually at this time of the year, whether it's the NFL or the transfer portal in college or basketball, all the sports we cheer for, typically both of us aren't happy. Yeah. I'm a resident Dodgers fan. He is a Red Sox crybaby. And at this point in this morning, we are absolutely tickled. Now, the Dodgers are still giving up in excess of a lot of runs here on this little mini skid they're on. But how about the Red Sox going from, this is a franchise that's capable of doing more, why don't they do anything, to maybe being the AL pennant favorite, potentially?
Exactly. And that's the thing. I think the Red Sox pulled off maybe one of the best or the biggest deals, I think, yesterday, in getting Adley Rutschman, the catcher from the Baltimore Orioles, and keeping him away from their division rivals, the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. It was a need for all 3 teams in the AL East. And the Red Sox got the plum of at least one of the plums of the trade deadline in Rutschman. Fills a need for sure. They gave up a lot, and they had to, I think, because of the stakes there and who they were battling against. But I think that was huge for them. And you can't, even though Rutschman is on the injured list, he should be back, swinging a bat, maybe ready for rehab games and things like that. It's a big move. And the Red Sox, you know, for as well as they've been playing, and I know you guys both know that they swept the Dodgers in their last series.
Oh, yeah.
So, this marks them as a team, you know, kind of a statement move, as a team that is not only thinking of making the playoffs, but actually getting to the World Series. And they've taken a pretty good step there, especially if they get the injured guys, Garrett Crochet and Roman Anthony, back, as they should, before the playoff stretch run gets here.
Two teams that want to make a move, because we're talking about Rutschman, so I just want to get this in now, and I'll move off of it. But haven't had more than the really 1.5 good years. Even though Rutschman came in, listen, the high draft pick, still has been hurt a ton and hard to replicate that one season so far, even as a youngin. Or Cal Raleigh, who, God, if he ever decided he was going to hit again and the 1 year anomaly, that changes the Mariners' profile. Who do you have more trust in helping their team this year?
Well, I mean, I think Raleigh, you would think that he would find that stroke at some point this season. It makes me wonder, though, that it's taken so long. I think Rutschman could be that guy. I mean, already he's one of the best defensive catchers in the game right now. So even if he doesn't, come around and hit better than he has so far at the beginning of the year, the Red Sox obviously need him to be healthy. But just the fact that he is so good defensively, that's a huge plus for them. And to get offense, a 3-time All-Star, had a great season a couple of years ago, has not been as good. But again, he crushes left-handed pitching when he's right. And putting him in Fenway to be able to do that is huge. And I just think he's an all-around player. I'm an Orioles fan, have been for basically my entire life. And that deal was just crushing for me as an Orioles fan, especially with them, just 2.5 games out of the final wild card spot.
Steve, when you're looking at, you mentioned the haul that the Red Sox gave up for Rutschman, and this is a more general question kind of about everything we saw happen yesterday. Where do you land on the giving up of really high-level prospects like the Red Sox had to in order to get Rutschman versus like, hey, we have an opportunity here, let's try and take advantage? You obviously don't want to mortgage your future. Like, how do you, where's the calculus in your head as you're kind of watching these deals come in?
Sure. I think obviously the phrase flags fly forever comes into play here. I think back to, what the Chicago Cubs gave up to get a couple of months of Aroldis Chapman back in 2016. They won the World Series. What kind of a value can you put on that, especially for that franchise? So the Red Sox know a lot about breaking curses and things like that. I come down on the side of, you have so many prospects and a lot of them aren't going to pan out. You think about Marcelo Mayer, one of the Red Sox top prospects from just a few years ago, ends up being a guy that they trade away for really peanuts, considering what he meant to them just a few short years ago. Prospects can be terrific, but they can also flame out and we never hear from them again. And I bet if we go back and revisit, a lot of huge trade deadline deals, you're going to find out that more often than not, the prospects that we highly valued, at that time don't really pan out. And at this point, certainly the Orioles went for quantity over quality, although they're pretty good quality at this point. But, even if one or two of those pan out, it's a win for them in this instance. I just think, go ahead. That's why you have so many prospects. That's why you have a farm system. Sure, bring up, as many as you want and as many as you can who will contribute. But if you have an opportunity to get proven major league talent, you go after it. And that's exactly what the Red Sox did.
Let me stay in that division. Lombard Jr. is coming up. Nothing from Stanton. Goldschmidt's a 246 guy. Maybe gets it going, just old. And, Cashman yesterday said, listen, he's not taking anything off the table with what happens with Judge. You obviously start with Judge because that's the most practical if he's healthy. That's getting a great player at the deadline.
Right.
Did the Yankees do enough with adding Garcia to that offense?
Well, I think, first of all, you hit the nail on the head. If Aaron Judge is not able to come back and produce, it doesn't matter what the Yankees did at the trade deadline.
Wow.
There's no way they can be a team that we take seriously if Aaron Judge is not in the middle of that lineup. So adding on the perimeter and getting Luis Garcia, who's having a career year, Eliot Ramos, who is a solid player, but nothing great. I don't think the Yankees had a great deadline at all. I mean, they needed a catcher. They were the only ones of those three in the division that didn't get one yesterday. And they needed some bullpen help too that they didn't get. So in terms of what the Yankees season depends on, it wasn't what they got at the trade deadline and the incremental additions that they make there. It's whether they can get Aaron Judge back and be healthy for the stretch run.
Steve, when you're looking at the other giant trade from the weekend, that wasn't happening at the deadline, so I think we maybe forget about it a little bit already, but he's set to make his debut today, Tarek Skubal with the Dodgers. What do you think about the return for the Tigers there? I know some people were a little
I was happy.
Well, yeah, I think some people were a little frustrated that they didn't get more, but weigh that kind of with the, hey, this is a rental in all likelihood. So that I think that matters with the return on these as well versus the, like, is this really the doom and gloom of the Dodgers coming to pass once again with just getting another arm?
No, I think any contender could have put together a package similar to, maybe even possibly better than what the Dodgers did. It's just that there was the wherewithal and the desire to go out and get the best player. And that's what the Dodgers did. That's what they've done for the last several years. And that's what makes them so successful. I think the fact that the Dodgers could give away, a top 50 outfield prospect and another pitcher who's, got an ERA in the major leagues under 2 for his career, albeit in just a few innings.
Yeah.
To give away Zaire Hope and River Ryan in that trade for the Tigers, any team with a decent farm system, I'm thinking the Milwaukee Brewers could have done it. I think the Rays could have done it, could do that to get the best player in baseball, the biggest difference maker for the playoffs and for the rest of the season. I just think it's one of those where the Dodgers decided, any team could have eaten Tarek Skubal's rest of his salary for the rest of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of, risk avoidance because it's such a big swing. The Dodgers aren't afraid to take those big swings. And it really, in the end, they have such a great farm system. This was a deal that was made possible by the Dodgers' great scouting and player development that they could afford to, get rid of a top prospect in the minor leagues and a top pitcher who's on the verge of being a good major league starter, maybe a 2 or a 3, and not being able to blink because they have so many more in the pipeline.
Yeah, and listen, as a fan, I get the vitriol and a little bit of the disdain, no question, but I'm not naive enough to think that they're a ball being stuck in an outfield fence and then Milwaukee and 2 outs away from losing to the Blue Jays. Like,
right.
This thing, like, baseball is ridiculously hard to win. This sure thing is crazy. Like, the Dodgers didn't even almost get there last year. And 2 years ago, they won 2 games in the World Series with bullpens.
Right. And the Padres have been close to knocking them off before. It's such a small margin for error. Exactly what you were saying. And I don't think, obviously the Dodgers are favored, maybe even prohibitive favorites to go to the World Series and win a 3rd in a row. But baseball is such a crazy game that it could be anybody. It could be the Red Sox. It could be the Rays. Somebody can. It could be the Padres or the Braves or somebody, or the Brewers in the National League that trip them up. So yes, they certainly have to be the favorites, but if you make them, 60% favorites to win it all, that's still 4 out of 10. Somebody else is going to win. And those odds come through an awful lot.
2 teams I was terrified. I'm not even going to put the Phillies in there because I think Ravi wants to talk about the Phillies because they did have a good, they had a good deadline move. The 2 teams I didn't want to get Skubal were, I didn't want to see Miz and Skubal go 1-2 in a short series. I didn't want Milwaukee. And a team that I thought kind of stayed a little pat that I'm terrified of if they're healthy is the Braves. Now, maybe their pitching has outperformed their arms to start the season because I thought they needed a frontline arm again. They pitched really, really well. It's held up 3/4 of the season, so maybe that plan will land or not. But were you surprised the Braves weren't splashier?
Yeah, I did. I thought they might be one of the teams that would be at the forefront of the Skubal competition because, as you said, you get into the playoffs. A lot of it depends on your starting pitching, and pairing up Mizorowski with Skubal for the Brewers would have been terrifying. Pairing up Skubal with Chris Sale would have been terrifying. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised Atlanta didn't do much more. I guess they're looking at, Spencer Schwellenbach coming back and helping them, or Spencer Strider coming in and being a bullpen guy. I don't know. That was one of the more surprising things that the Braves didn't do more.
I do want to get to the Phillies here. I have an affinity for Dave Dombrowski from his time in Boston, obviously.
That's unfortunate.
And he's a guy that, like you talked about, not afraid to take big swings. Like that's a staple of what Dombrowski does. Took some swings, obviously, with Arraez at the top of the lineup. Got a couple relievers as well in Rayleigh and Killian, but the defense is kind of where I'm interested in here on moving Reyes to second and then having to shift 3 other positions to make that feasible. I mean, is what he brings offensively in your mind enough to offset them getting worse at literally half the positions on the field?
Well, the other curious thing before we get to that is the Phillies needed a right-handed bat, and instead Arraez is a left-handed bat. So they're going to be susceptible to left-handed pitching, I think, going forward. But they needed the jolt of offense, and they definitely got that from somebody who is kind of like the antithesis of the slugging Phils. He swings and doesn't miss very often. And that's something that will help them considerably. But when you reconfigure the defense and you're moving Bryce Harper to the outfield for the first time in a couple of years, you're really taking your chances on a team that wasn't a very good defensive team to begin with. And now you've got an alignment that is more looks like what you would have in the 14th inning of a game in the middle of May.
Well, it looks like softball.
Yeah, you've had six pinch hitters, and you're like, have you ever played outfield before?
Exactly.
Like, Harper hasn't played outfield for time in half a decade.
Yeah. And so, Bryson Stott is a really good defensive second baseman, but he's got to move off of that, go to third. Even though he's at third base, he's probably still a better fielder than Alec Boehm, who goes over to first base and moves Harper to the outfield. I'm surprised they didn't think about, the possibility of putting Kyle Schwarber back at catcher or something, it would only seem appropriate.
Right? Let's give it a go. Why not? Let's have a good time, Kyle. I'm fascinated with how that's going to work out.
The Cubs offense is terrifying. And it's not just because of last night. It's not PT. Like earlier in the season, the Cubs had beat the Dodgers 4 straight times before the Dodgers finally got off the schneid against the Cubs. So I always pay attention to teams that seem to hit them well. They're serious. Should there have been a counterpunch from somebody else in the division? Because the Cubs, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe Gausman is the guy. We'll see, but they look like a legit postseason team.
Yeah, I mean, where's the weakness in there? I mean, if you've got Gausman's probably going to be their number 1 guy. Their playoff starter. Yeah, okay. I mean that's pretty impressive. They went out and got an impact kind of high leverage reliever, Ryan Zefferjon from the Angels. Who's going to help that bullpen, which is something that they need. They're going to get Daniel Palencia, the closer, back at some point. And maybe
they're going to get Shaw back too, right?
Right. Edward Cabrera is going to come back at some point. And then you throw Clay Holmes is going to come back at some point. All of a sudden it's like, yeah, where's the weakness in this Cubs team? They're going to make some noise. They're going to, I think, in the early rounds of the playoffs, who the Cubs face, who the Phillies face, are not going to be. It's not going to be a comfortable matchup. Let's say.
Underrated winner, more of an underrated winner at the trade deadline. Padres, Guardians, or Yankees?
I like the Guardians.
I do too. In fact, that was maybe the most surprising thing of all to me. Was that the Guardians actually went out and did some things, made some acquisitions, and added to their roster. I figured, if looking at their past history of doing little to nothing, to go out and get, right-handed power, which they needed from Joe Adell. Nate Lowe has been tremendously hot the last couple of weeks. And Foster Griffin, left-hander from the Washington Nationals, to complement the top two in Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee. That's a formidable addition to that club in a division that really is still kind of up for grabs, even though the White Sox have been playing so well. Can they sustain it? Can they, with so little experience in this type of situation, I think they're gonna feel an awful lot of pressure going into September.
Yeah, and listen, Messick is.
You can't forget about him at all.
So
right.
So I don't even know if this was a hot take. I was saying it kind of tongue in cheek, but I kind of believe it. This was in the first hour. We were just kind of running through, and I said, this is gonna seem kind of weird. And I love what the Red Sox did, but if I had to slot teams today, I may go Guardians, Red Sox, Rays as 1, 2, 3. I get Guardians in the Central, but if I'm playing the long game, would you flip the Red Sox? Would Guardians not be that high? Like, how do you slot the top 3 in the AL?
Yeah, I would put the Rays and Guardians kind of on similar footing. Okay. I think maybe the Rays a little bit ahead. The Rays made one of the more stealth moves yesterday in getting Liam Hicks from the Marlins. That we were talking about, they needed a catcher too, and
really
they got one of the best offensive catchers in all of baseball this year, and that's huge for them. They didn't have to give up anything, and they've been playing so well all season long. I think I would put the Rays, then Red Sox, then Guardians as the top 3.
Rays, Red Sox, Guardians. Okay, so what do we do with the Astros? Do you trust the long game? I get it. Alvarez looks like Bonds right now, but like, do you trust the Astros on this heater?
Not really. But I don't know who in the West is going to be good enough to really make waves. I think Seattle probably is the best team top to bottom in that division, but they got from the Orioles, Taylor Ward. So, I mean, that's an okay move, maybe not a difference-making move, but it does help their offense, gives them OBP, which they needed. As for the Astros, Dalton Varsho is a good player. That was an intriguing, kind of a challenge trade with the Blue Jays and Dalton Varsho for pitcher Spencer Arrighetti. It'll take a while to make sense out of that one, but yeah, I don't know that the Astros really have the depth from top to bottom to be able to compete with the big boys, kind of, that we mentioned as the favorites in the American League. So I think Seattle eventually, despite I think they're still under 500 right now, but I think they can make a strong move going down the stretch. And the Astros, I think they're just kind of floundering and just there, which is kind of strange, considering that we have I've seen the Astros in the playoffs and the ALCS so many times in the past decade.
Yeah, it's weird. I want to like the Rangers. I'm happy that Seager's healthy. I hope he gets more at bats, and the Rangers, DeGrom wanted to stay. That's a good story. I agree with you that I think the Mariners have the best roster, but the Rangers struggled again against a taxi squad last night for Vitello in San Francisco, and Webb's a stud, but Rangers are so interesting because you'd think that they'd be, they're not that far removed from
right. They won it all just a couple years ago,
and it's like, come on. Let me go to the National League now. Full disclosure, as a Dodgers fan, I hate the Fathers. I cannot stand the Padres. I love the Bogarts contract they're saddled with, but they're not. They were aggressive. I'm a smidge concerned, but man, I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think with the Padres?
Well, first of all, AJ Preller, the GM, just loves to make trades, and he's really good at making trades. Now, whether they're great trades, that's another story.
I was hoping he went to bed, move off of Miller, but he didn't. He held firm.
And I think because the Padres, have done so much trading and depleted all of the assets pretty much that they have in their farm system, to be able to get a Robbie Ray and a Casey Mize while having so little to trade, I think is a huge feather in their cap. So that makes them dangerous. Again, we get to the postseason, you get to a best of 5 series and things like that. And the fact that they do have still Mason Miller, still have Adrian Morejon, at the back of the bullpen, that's huge for them, and that can make them dangerous. As we've seen before, they can make a move. Manny Machado is getting a little bit hotter, and if he catches fire,
208, but he leaves the building now a little bit more.
Yeah, so that's a positive sign for them, and they're getting healthy. I think the Padres can certainly be dangerous too.
I hope Manny Machado never gets a hit the rest of his life.
They held serve last night, and I always talk about them because I like them as an organization. The team that always worries me if I saw them in the postseason is the Diamondbacks. Now I know they've got to get healthy. Made a few moves. They're a couple games ahead of the Padres in the division behind the Dodgers, but it's close. Just 2 games, I think, separate the two teams. They play a fun style. They would bug me in a short series. Do you like the Diamondbacks at all?
I like certain players. I love Corbin Carroll as a ball player.
He appears to be back.
Yeah, I don't like the Diamondback. Plain and simple. I don't like the way that they're put together. They're relying on pitchers like Eduardo Rodriguez and Brandon Pfaadt, who I think are still doing it with smoke and mirrors, even though they continue to do that and continue to get away with it somehow. Their bullpen situation now, Paul Sewald is their closer, just sort of imploded, so that's unsettled. I just don't know what to make of them, and even though they're in great position, I ultimately see them fading down the stretch.
Steve, last one for me here. A lot of times the deadline is often as defined by the moves that aren't made as the ones that are. One name that popped up for me that I thought was super interesting was the fact that offers were made for Ellie De La Cruz. Surprised at all that the Reds seemed to at least somewhat entertain, even if none of the packages came close to acquiring Ellie De La Cruz?
I mean, you have to, unless you're a surefire playoff contender and you've got a chance to go deep into October, you have to listen to everybody. I think that's, kind of along the same lines of the Baltimore Orioles. They had to listen on Adley Rutschman because you never know when somebody's going to just open up their wallets and open up their farm system and say, here, take what you want. And I think that's the situation that the Reds were in. Not surprisingly, they didn't get that, incredible haul that maybe they could have for Ellie De La Cruz or that they wanted to get. So if you don't have that, go ahead and keep him. You can still, field offers over the winter, into next season, if and when we have next season. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they didn't make a trade just because, he has such a high ceiling. You at least have to listen.
Let me ask this kind of rapid fire, just kind of off the radar, because I think people are a little disappointed in Detroit. I can actually kind of see the plan, though. I felt like Mize was always going to be the sneaky guy to move. I get the Skubal thing. I think they got the haul on Skubal again. As a Dodger fan, I was like, you didn't have to give up a ton, but I could see what Detroit is trying to do. If you're playing the long game, because I think both these teams have good managers. Who gets the chips, Detroit or Pittsburgh?
Ooh, I'll tell you what. I really like what the Pirates are building. I would come down on their side. I mean, you've got such a potentially great starting rotation beyond Paul Skeens and Jared Jones, Bubba Chandler, who are in the majors right now. The Pirates have some excellent arms coming up through their minor league system. You've got somebody also kind of a franchise type player in Connor Griffin. And the fact that management in the past offseason went out and just did a little bit to upgrade that team. And all of a sudden, they're now one of the best offenses in baseball in 2026. I mean, just think of the possibilities if you try to win instead of just try to collect that revenue sharing check. So I'm hoping that the little taste of success that the Pirates have had this season kind of keeps the momentum going. We've seen them succeed, for short periods of time, but never able to sustain anything. I think this is the kind of young talent base that they have that might allow them to keep that momentum going and be, a contender down the road, even if they're not necessarily there this season. They made a nice addition, Luke Weaver, to the back of the bullpen. So I think they'll be competitive throughout the rest of this year, but looking ahead to future season 2027, 2028, that's where I think it gets really bright for the Pirates if they can continue to support the team and invest in the team.
It's crazy. I give you 11-4, a 1-1 whip, a 3.9 ERA, and 140 Ks, and you're like, oh yeah, that's Braxton Ashcraft in Pittsburgh. Like he's their third or fourth starter. Like that staff is pretty good, and
very good.
Even with Skeen's velo down, right? Which gets to be fatigue, right?
I think so. It's weird because I mean he's still young. You would think that he would still be able to throw as hard as he did last year, but the trend is not great. I don't know. There could be maybe a small injury situation, whatever. The guy is still supremely talented, and maybe some rest does him well over the offseason. But they could be scary good and dominate. Maybe not. The Brewers will still be around. I think the Cubs will still be around, but they could be outstanding in the years to come.
That's Steve Gardner, USA Today. Steve, appreciate the time as always. Great stuff. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, sounds great, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
That is Steve Gardner from USA Today.
If I told you the NL Central, the team with the least amount of wins was still 53.
Yeah, that I wouldn't have bought that coming in.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean
that's the Reds are 53 and 58, something like that.
Which would almost be good enough to be leading the AL Central.
It's
or the AL West.
It's a crazy competitive division without being super sexy.
It is. Yeah, there's a lot of teams we don't think about, and that's part of the reason I brought up LA De La Cruz, because they're not that bad. They're not that far off.
Yeah, I've watched, and it's just one game, and there's 162 of them, and the worst team beats the best team all the time. But watching the Padres last night, I'm like, yep, just keep being these guys.
Yeah. Well, when you got cancer in your locker room like Machado, that certainly helps.
You got some really bad contracts too.
Some bad dudes.
I don't know. I was like, please move off of Miller. But I was talking to Mike Farron, and he's like, yeah, this was last week or maybe the week before. He's like, yeah, Padres aren't moving off of Miller. Don't get your hopes up.
That'd be insane.
Oh, believe me, I was cheering, but they turned into buyers.
But if they want to send him to the Red Sox, I'll take him.
Of course you would. I mean, you're fine on the back end.
No, yeah, there are. Chapman's been. I mean, knock on wood. I think he just got reliever of the month. Like Chapman's been incredible.
Yeah, you're good
at his age. Like he's been so good, and I think getting Miller as a lefty out there to help set up is important.
I wonder what we get from a healthy Bubic.
I don't know. Be interesting.
Situational.
I mean, that's half of baseball, right? Situational.
Yeah, and Roberts has shown in the postseason he's not afraid to use starters out of the bully.
Well, I mean, that's the real advantage that you have if your guys get healthy, is that, maybe use 3 or 4 starters in a series, but then you got a couple guys that you can move to the pen, and obviously all of a sudden a pen that you don't love gets shored up in a hurry.
Yeah.
Like that's the big advantage of it.
Do you mean Sands at 27 blown saves last year?
I mean, did you or did you not win the World Series? Can we get
again? A ball stuck in a fence.
Austin, can you check for me who won the World Series last year?
A ball stuck in a fence and 2 outs away from getting dusted off by the Jays.
And if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
It's
you won
baseball,
the World Series. I don't know what to tell you.
It's baseball.
Yeah, and you still won the World Series. So
anything can happen.
Did you or did you not win the World Series?
We did.
Okay.
I mean, you can bottom line. I can still tell you talk about the degree of difficulty.
Listen, degree of difficulty is great, but the degree
you needed you needed some breaks.
I understand that, but you get way the margin for error on those breaks goes way up when you we're going to use the term hoard talent, not accumulate.
I need
hoarders.
Proper enunciation, please.
Hoard.
Thank you.
You know, as in hoarders.
Yeah. Like, wasn't it the Jung Horde and Beastmaster, Shane?
I think hoarding is when you acquire something and you just kind of just set it there in case you need it.
Yep, I think that's accurate, Shane. I think that's a really good description of what we're talking about.
I mean, is that like getting like 18 pitchers?
Yeah, I think it's having
hey, I think we just need a pitcher so we can pitch every half inning.
Yeah, if you could have somebody just go like, hey,
and I'm only saying that because they took my pitcher.
You only need
did you smile?
No.
Oh.
Damn it.
Did you say cheese?
No.
Okay. They took your what? Nothing.
My reliever.
Starter, but that's okay.
You said they took my
whatever.
picture. Like, they took it where?
It's like
was your shirt tucked in?
School
belt fastened?
My shirt is always tucked in.
School picture day.
You got that right.
It is always tucked in.
It's kind of weird.
Whatever.
Let it hang.
You know,
the hoarder.
You probably know this guy. He was famous around Millard North for having his shirt tucked in all the time, no matter what the like combination of clothes were.
Who's that?
One Chip Baugh.
Oh yeah.
He would rock the like polo
yep.
tucked into like basketball shorts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like, that is a vibe, my man.
Listen, he was a vibe. My man stayed juiced.
I love Chip.
Hey, where we winning today? Who we got? Who we got?
Dude, Chipper's my guy. I love that guy.
You were not allowed to be in a bad mood around CB.
Terrific. He was my gym teacher for like 3 years. I love that guy.
Yeah, dude gets it in. Fit. I mean,
just good natured. I like him. Man, I'm a big Chip Baugh fan.
Talk about bring your own juice.
You don't need to. He brought it for you.
By the way, I went back.
Or buy your own picture
of Shirley Temples.
Buy your own who?
Picture.
Photograph.
Say cheese.
All right, let's take a quick break here. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live right after this. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Are you feeling off, low energy, or asleep? At Next Gen Male Medical, we not only evaluate your testosterone, but overall health. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Together, we'll get you back on your game.
You know, we lost a quarterback we thought we were going to get. We said, who's available? There were 3 great quarterbacks out there. We said, hey, let's bring them all in on the same day, man. We got to move. And I learned from a great coach, Steve Adazio, a guy that I love and respect. And he was at Florida, and he always said, talked about Tebow, like, I don't care about, anything else about a quarterback other than if they have it. And, like, you can't tell people what it is, but you can feel it. And I said, guys, we'll know within the first 5 minutes of meeting these guys who our quarterback is. And I remember Anthony got out of the car and watching him shake everybody's hands and the way he carried himself and the way he did things. And I was like, that's our guy. And he's a great yin to my yang. I'm old school, be tough, incrementalist, get better day by day. And he's got some swagger and some juice that is great to offset me. And I think I can't wait to watch him play. But
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Reminding you, give our friends over at Next Gen Mail Medical a call, 402-614-9700. At some point, DB will get back on schedule and get out there again. But
I'm on. You mean move it to the middle of the week?
Yeah, you're a couple days
I know.
late.
I've been a Friday guy.
You got to get back on schedule, man.
Well, I can go Thursday today as long as nothing happens.
Well, today's Tuesday, so you can't go today.
It's too early.
You can't go Thursday today. That's not going to work.
Oh, maybe in 2 more days.
It's the different tea day. It's all right. We'll make it. Do they have a vitamin kind of get you back on track a little bit?
Wow. There's nothing wrong with my faculties.
Give him a call.
Did I throw you off with the whole Daredevil thing?
Yeah, you're just like, hold on. Let me see if Jennifer Garner out here.
I wasn't looking for Jennifer Garner. I don't even really like Jennifer Garner.
Give him a call, 402-614-9700.
She's okay.
Next Gen.
She's great.
Male Medical.
Jennifer Garner?
Yeah, she's a good actress.
She's fine.
I'm pro Jennifer Garner in general.
Are you?
Generally speaking, yeah. I think so.
I like Daredevil.
I thought
she's a funny follow on Facebook. So.
I like that movie better than I think people give it credit for at this point.
What?
The Daredevil movie?
It was really good. You should have watched Born Again. You should have watched the Daredevil series on Disney.
I didn't, though.
It was really good.
Yeah. You liked all those series, though, didn't you?
Not all of them. I like Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Daredevil. I liked The Punisher, which would have been way too violent for you.
Can you I don't mind violence. I just need there to be a reason.
Oh, he was angry. There was a reason.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem with violence. I don't like it when it's like just action for the sake of action. I think it's boring.
Yeah.
Like I need there to be a point to what's happening. If there's a point, I'm good.
Did you like Luke Cage?
Actually, can you send that to Austin?
I did send it to Austin. Are you mad? Oh boy.
Yeah, no.
This was not the point.
Oh, it's always the point. Do we have this?
Dude, give him a second. Jeez, I think Austin has it.
I'm just asking here because we got some problems.
That was not the point.
What was the point?
I am not IBM Watson. I need like at least 15 seconds if possible.
I didn't know when he said it to you.
Who?
I didn't know.
IBM Watson.
That's quite the reference.
This dude.
I had to keep it in your guys' age range.
Wow. I don't have an AOL email address. How dare you? How dare you?
Wow.
Just unnecessary.
Oh, this is kind of
unreasonable.
That's what I feel like you're feeling about this. Huh? Is
erroneous.
It was unnecessary.
Well, I mean, it's just dumbass stupid. So I don't know what to do with that.
Oh,
like it's like if LeBron's on the ground and swipes a Draymond's ball bag.
Oh man.
Yeah, I really thought ball bag was a better option, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. That's totally on me. All right, so this is one Dylan Raiola.
Oh boy.
He was asked about the difference between Oregon and Nebraska and why he made the move to Eugene. He says, and I quote, this is from Logan Brown, by the way, on Twitter. It's definitely been a transition. I'll start with the landscape outside. There's not cornfields here. There's mountains and trees, and I love nature. As far as football, it's different. With coaches and players, we have a lot more talent than we did at Nebraska. I don't say that to knock on them, but I think everybody will know that. I'm very grateful for my time there. That's the first time he said that, by the way.
Are you
That's the first time
That's the only reason I sent that. It wasn't a goodbye.
This is the very first time he said he's grateful for anything that happened at Nebraska, by the way. Learned a lot from my coaches, teammates, still have those relationships, but I think that I'm really excited for what Oregon's going to bring. Not only bring to my life, but for my teammates as well. You know, I actually agree with him on part of this.
Yeah, it's not. I don't.
No, hold on. I agree with him on part of this. You know why?
Okay.
I do think they're more talented than Nebraska. That's why he's not starting.
Wow.
I think that's an important distinction to make right there. That's why he's not playing. Because they've got more talent than Nebraska. First of all, I mean, that's a very obvious statement. Or we consider Oregon one of the most talented rosters in the country. So they're more talented than just about everybody, right? Here's my problem, Dylan. You lived in Lincoln. What's the population of Lincoln, DB? Do you know?
I don't know, 275,000.
Do you know the population of Eugene, Oregon, off the top of your head?
No.
Just yeah. Let's see here. Population of Eugene, Oregon. Let's just do a little Google. Oh, it's 178,000.
What is Lincoln?
Lincoln, Nebraska.
270, maybe.
Population. Let's see what we got here. It's over 300,000 people.
Okay.
It's almost like it's almost twice as big as Eugene, and he's bitching about cornfields like a child. This is my favorite thing that people do because they're stupid. They're like, UConn has done this. They're like, when they come to Omaha and put the we're coming to Omaha, and they've got some basketball player in a cornfield. It's like, you're not playing in the Panhandle, brother. Storrs, Connecticut is not bigger than Omaha.
Watch your tone.
Sorry, apologies. Didn't mean the Panhandle, catch a stray there. But like, you're not playing in the Corn Palace up in South Dakota in Mitchell. Okay? You're playing in Omaha, Nebraska, who I believe the capacity of CHI Health Center is closer to the population of Storrs, Connecticut than Storrs, Connecticut is to the population of Omaha, Nebraska. Eugene is literally about half the size of Lincoln. What are we talking about, man? Cool, you like mountains. Congratulations. Why don't you go climb one, see if we can get in shape for the season? How does that sound? Does that sound like a good plan? Is that an option? Was that the problem with the cornfields? You were distracted by food all the time? What's going on, bud? Like, why is that even necessary? Why is that even part of this? You think when the guy asks you, hey, what's the difference between Nebraska and Eugene? He's like, he's really looking for landscape commentary. You think he's like, well, pretty level out here. Good soil for the corn. Got mountains out here, though. Not as agricultural. Like, what are we doing? It's a dumbass way to start that answer. He's asking about football, dummy. What are we talking about? Can we just stop with like everything in Nebraska is a cornfield? Can we knock it off? Iowa's got more corn than we do. It's bad corn, but they've got it. Like, what are we talking about? You think Oregon outside of like 2 cities is like this urban metropolitan, like metropolis? What are we doing here? This isn't the East Coast where it just goes Boston, New York, Philly, Washington, D.C. Like, Eugene's kind of in the middle of nowhere, homie. You traded cornfields for pine trees. That's all. That's it. That's the trade you made. Congratulations. Hope you feel good. It's less pressure, though, because you won't be playing, so it's fine. It's fine. Wow. Maybe that's what he meant. He liked the landscape of not having the weight of the world on his shoulders. Maybe that's what he meant by landscape.
Ravi here for defending Nebraska.
I mean, it's just dumbass stupid. I don't know what else to do with it. Everybody's like, yeah, I went to Lincoln. It's like, okay, so you didn't see cornfields. That's all. You got to go outside. You got to go outside the city. It's twice as big as Eugene. What are we talking about?
There's one thing about you. You're going to defend this place.
100%.
The city, the state.
If you're not imaginative enough to find things to do in Omaha and Lincoln, that's a you problem. Unless you like, if you're just like, unless I see a mountain directly in front of me, I'll never know what to do with my free time. That's idiotic. We're not doing that. That's all. That's all I have. I feel like you knew what you were doing.
No, I wanted you to read the fact that he said he was. This whole thing started when you didn't want me to finish, so I didn't. But that he was grateful for his time. Here, that's all I wanted.
That's the first time he said that.
That's all.
You knew exactly what you were doing, Damon.
It has been
There's nothing really inflammatory in there, Rico. You're not going to paint me with that brush.
9 months to the day. And he finally said, I'm super grateful for my time there.
He said he learned a lot from his coaches, his teammates. He still has those relationships. He was just here. But I think that I'm really excited about what Oregon is going to bring.
I don't have a problem with that part. That's fine.
Just don't.
I'm glad that
just know the I like the fact you don't
disparage it just because you like just for no reason. There's not like that's not even accurate.
No.
You're literally living in a place that is half the size of the place you left. Like, have a little self-awareness here, bud. That's all I'm asking for. If you have other criticisms, you're like, hey, I really like the coast, whatever. That's fine. But you can't be like, it's all cornfields out there. It's all pine trees up there, man. What are we talking about? You're just trading one plant for the other.
Is there more corn here or trees there?
Would you knock it off, Rico? Child. Absolute child.
I just what are we doing, man?
Nothing.
I just hate that that's the thing that everybody goes to with Nebraska. It's like, it's cornfields. There's nothing to do out there. It's whatever. And all of these places are smaller than Omaha and Lincoln. Almost all of them. Without fail, the people that bitch about Omaha and Lincoln either are from or go to places that are smaller than Omaha and Lincoln. Without fail. Next, somebody from like Norman, Oklahoma is going to complain about it. And I'd be like, have you been to Norman, brother? If I swear to God, if anybody from if Tyke Hayes says one word about Happy Valley against Lincoln, I will fight him. I don't care that I'll lose.
Has anybody asked Pritchett about the difference between Tuscaloosa and Lincoln?
Good Lord, they better not. Although I think he's smart enough to know it's like, I got it better up here. You cannot convince me that Tuscaloosa is a more bustling metropolis than Lincoln and Omaha. I'm just not buying it. Not buying it. We're not doing this. Most college towns suck. That's the thing nobody is willing to say out loud. What just happened?
That was probably Zoe.
Oh, I was like, what's going on right now? I thought somebody was trying to break in for a second.
Yeah, that's probably Ryder.
I thought Sasha came in and was like, we're done.
Look, she just walks in like she owns the place. Did you say I do? Hi. How are you? Good. How are we feeling?
Yeah, we're on the air. Look at that. It's fine. Zoe, how are you?
Good.
Okay, get a little fist bump. There we go. You guys hanging out today?
Zoe, your thoughts on cornfields?
Do you like cornfields?
No.
No.
That's good. You live in Omaha. You never have to see any of them.
Yesterday, we were talking about Christmas or something like that. She's like, I can't wait for Christmas. And I said, well, hopefully we're not here for Christmas. I'd like to be traveling. And she goes, over that. Just want to get your presents at home?
Yeah.
Just 2 years in a row now. She's like, hey, let's be home for Christmas.
She also told me that Caleb was the favorite person in the house.
I thought it was Bella.
Well, yes. Is it Bella?
It's Bella.
Bella's my favorite person in your house, too.
Why do you think Bella's my favorite?
Because you give all the attention to her.
The way her face lit up when you said Bella just says so much.
100%. Bella's the best. You don't like Bella? Why don't you like Bella?
I'm a favorite of the dogs.
Who's your favorite?
Buddha.
Buddha? That's his favorite.
I like Buddha too. I like messing with him.
Buddha sleeps with her. She kicked Bella off her blanket last night. I asked her why, and she said she doesn't want Bella's brain on her blanket. Didn't you? Yeah. So here we are. It's gonna go to West Side with me to train today, aren't you?
You gonna get a workout in? Oh, okay. You gotta.
Mom said to bring my scooter.
Mommy said what?
To bring my scooter.
Where's your scooter? Is it here?
No.
Oh, she wants me to run. Mommy apparently doesn't understand that 10:15 means 10:15. It's the third time we've had this conversation. Sorry, guys. Family broke out in the middle of the show.
It's on the way. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm super happy.
Hey, how's it going to get here? What's that? You know, that way to West Side.
Yeah, you're just getting some bread and some scooter, apparently.
All right. If Shane plays the music at the right time, maybe we'll go get your scooter. You just going to roll that thing around the track?
Well, now you got Shane thinking about bread, so he's ready to go.
My man loves his loaves of bread.
He's got to get out of here. He's ready to
I
roll.
thought you said she just rode her scooter to the office.
I don't know what I said.
That's the show for today. Stick around, though. It's going to be me and Jacob Padilla. We're going to talk a little Bluejay Breakdown as they wrapped up their summer practices and workouts last week, and we had a chance to see some of those. So we'll talk about that, answer a bunch of questions you guys sent to Jacob online. That is right after this, so hang on, and we will talk a little Bluejay Breakdown.
Got one more thing tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. We're going to talk about like the off season and the eye roll. This was a tougher off season.
Yeah,
we'll give some tangible reasons on what I think is different, because the theme is, you heard Coach Rhule talk about it at Big Ten Media Days. You got to be able to win games in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with a mindset.
There you go. That's a little tease for tomorrow. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back tomorrow with more Hurrdat Sports Live.
Feeling tired? Foggy? Just off? At NextGen Male Medical Clinic, we offer hormone evaluations, peptides, supervised weight management for men and women. Most insurance accepted. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com.
What are the positives and negatives of that, though, of just having the spotlight, having all eyes on you pretty much all the time?
Well, the benefit is like I benefit from it, like whether you want to look like I'm a very social person. So it's like I get to meet so many cool people, make connections, talk to new people. So that's a benefit for me personally, because I love talking to people and I love being around big groups of people. I'm an extrovert, so it's like I feel like I'm in my natural habitat when I'm doing that stuff. So that's one positive, and like obviously, like I can't deny like the money comes, like there's good money that comes from it, and like that's a benefit. But again, like that wouldn't be there without volleyball. I would just say a negative is like there's always going to be judgment, but I think I've gotten to the point over the past 3 years, like I could care less. Like I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't see things and I don't get like the tiniest bit bothered by it, but at the end of the day, like I'm not losing sleep over it anymore, and I honestly wasted too many tears over it in so many years that it's not worth my time anymore. So that's always going to be a negative, but I'm sure that's like the answer everyone would give, and just sometimes not feeling like you can be yourself because you're worried about judgment. But like I said, I feel like I've gotten over that hump.
Yeah, I think I've grown tremendously just on and off the field, just the way I study the game and the way I break down film and how much more stronger I've gotten during the offseason and how faster I've gotten. I think from last year to this year, it's just been a great process.
I know in the spring you mentioned you were also stepping up as a vocal leader. How has it pushed you to be more of a vocal leader, not just on the offense, but for this team?
Yeah, I think for the team is just understanding the guys that you're leading on the team and understanding what works for everybody, because some leadership styles is not going to work for same guys on the team. So just getting to know my teammates has been a great process, especially the new guys coming in and just embracing them with open arms.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back. I'm Ravi Lulla, joined now by Jacob Padilla as well from Hurrdat Sports, as we're here for a little Bluejay Breakdown Summer Edition. Jacob, how we doing?
Good. We're back.
We are back. We've got, we saw a little basketball over the last few weeks, which was great. I know we're barely getting into fall football camp as well, but it is nice to have these summer workouts to get a little preview, a little glimpse of what the team's going to be beforehand.
Yeah, we're back. They're gone.
Let's say they're no longer back.
8 works a week or whatever it was now. Huss, I know it was taking a few days to go relax before heading overseas again. So the guys got to go home and spend some time with their family before they return to gear up for the actual semester and get ready for school before diving back into some more preseason workouts. So got to see a kind of good chunk of what they're able to do. Got to see everybody in action. And now it's time to kind of talk about what we saw.
Well, and one of the things, and I have to just shout out a little appreciation here to Coach Huss and staff. And this is how it was before also with Coach Mack, was just allowing us to be there as much as they do. Really, really generous. They don't have to do that. I mean, a lot of other programs don't. They're as open with their practice as just about anybody I'm familiar with at this point. So very much appreciative of the fact that they just let us come and watch and just get observations like this. So I can't say enough about that.
Yeah, they take care of the boosters. They take care of any high school area coaches that want to come get a look at their practice. They're open doors for them, and they don't mind if we hang around a bit as well. Just gotta find somebody that'll open the door for you.
Yeah, and they're certainly always there for that. So let's start. I mean, this was a team with a lot of newcomers, right? 2 high school, 1 JUCO, and then 4 more pretty high-profile transfers. Let's start with the transfers, because I think that's sort of the group that people expect to contribute most immediately. Out of Oswin, Wes Ennis, BJ Davis, Caden Edwards, who we may or may not refer to as Bug quite a bit during this. That's just what they call him.
They call him Bug. I'm going to call him Bug.
Yeah. So Bug Edwards. Out of those 4 guys, what was your expectation versus reality of, I know you do a ton of video work on these guys before they even get to campus, versus what you saw once they got here for these practices?
I'll say, okay. I think probably both Enos and Bug kind of like for what I expected and thought kind of stood out the most in terms like, okay, there's maybe a little something here, even more than I thought. Like you look at Enos's profile at South Florida, and obviously he's making the jump from Division II to Division I basketball. It's a big leap there. And then obviously where he was is a lot different, Conference USA compared to where he is now. Yeah. South Florida is American, right?
Yeah, AAC.
They jumped up.
AAC.
It's American, USA.
Basically the same.
I can't keep track of all these conferences.
Yeah.
But yeah, so made the jump there, and now coming up to the Big East. I mean, his profile there was mostly what he was best at is just spot up shooting. Like that's what he did the best. Like in multiple, like 10 3-point games. Like he took a ton, high volume. And that's kind of what he did for them. That's what he did best. We're seeing him play with the ball in his hands a little bit more.
Yeah.
He initiated quite a lot. So I think that kind of surprised me a little bit. We'll see kind of to what degree that translates again against the best defenses in the Big East. Like how much will the kind of creation, the self-creation, how much will that translate? How much will they be able to rely on that? The shooting is going to translate within this system. He's a perfect fit. And he is certainly not shy. He's aggressive hunting out those threes.
I mean, he averaged almost 10 attempts per game at South Florida last year. Like he's going to shoot that thing.
Yeah. So 10 of them against UAB, which is a good team, good program there. So yeah, I'll be interested to see kind of what that role settles in as once the Bullets are live and they're playing real defenses, that game plan and all that sort of thing. But I think there may be a little bit more to his game than maybe anticipated. And then Bug Edwards, I think the thing that stands out about he is just the fastest dude in the gym. Like you watch them do sprints
by like a mile and a half. Like it's not close.
He I think the last sprint we saw, he beat everybody by a full court length. Like they're down and back, and he's like just done, and everybody's like touching the far baseline.
And it's not like people were dogging it. Like people were running hard, and he is unbelievably quick.
And you can see that like with the ball in his hands in live play.
It translates
it's not just
reasonably
track
well.
speed. Like he can get to spots and he can shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that role looks like for him this coming year, just based on the number of bodies they have in that position. But there's definitely some juice there. Like he's a guy that is going to be a good college player. Yeah.
Like he's still a young guy. He didn't play a ton, only 14 games at TCU last year as a true freshman. Did shoot it well, over 43% on limited attempts from three, but just didn't play a ton. Only about 6 minutes a game in those 14 games that he played. So super raw still in terms of experience at the D1 college level. Pretty inexperienced, but definitely some attributes that you're like, okay, I could see a version of this working. Is that this year? Is it at the start of the year? Does it develop at some point? Those are some of the questions that we don't know answers to yet, but there's something there for sure.
100%. So, it's a little bit like Austin Swartz last year, where kind of he joined the team. It's like, okay, he's taking a bet on a highly regarded recruit that didn't play a ton. He got some opportunity as a freshman. It wasn't on a great team. You kind of don't know. Like you got some older guys bringing in. It's probably not going to be his turn this year. And it wasn't to start. He was out of the rotation, but he got an opportunity, made the most of it, and ended up leading them in scoring in Big East play, I believe. So, but obviously before getting hurt at the end of the year. But I think that's the kind of talent that they have in Edwards here, is a guy that he's certainly got some offensive punch. And if they need him, I think he'll be ready to give some of that.
Yeah, I'll be fascinated to see what that looks like. This year, if he has a significant role, if it is more of an Austin Swartz situation where he has to kind of grow into it. I'll be fascinated to see that part as well. So the couple other guys there that we didn't quite talk about yet from the transfer portal, Oswin and then BJ Davis as well. Those are a couple guys. Oswin obviously was a big, Arun say was a big area of need in terms of getting a center. Obviously, Kalkbrenner graduates a couple years ago. The Owen Freeman experiment didn't work out. Now they've got Oswin to try and fill that gap. He's got Big East experience coming from Providence. Big body, he moves pretty well for being that size. What are your early impressions there for the bigs for Creighton?
Yeah, I think he's what they need. I don't know that he's going to go out and give them 17 and 12 and 5 blocks or whatever. I don't know kind of where the numbers are going to settle in, because obviously like he played at Providence its first 2 years, started a lot of games there, but didn't play heavy minutes. Like the offensive production wasn't quite what you'd like to see out of a starting high quality Big East center. So we'll see kind of how he progresses within this system. But in terms of set ball screens, roll to the rim, he's a lob threat, rim protector, he can go get a contested rebound, like all the things they need to do to be able to run the systems that they want to run. He can fill that spot. Like, so at the very level, you're getting competent, solid center play. And I think Creighton's trying to unlock that next level for him. And that's what he wants to do too. We got to talk to him. I wrote stories. You can go check that out to hear more from him on Hurrdatsports.com. But he spoke highly. He invoked the names of Ryan Kalkbrenner and Terrace Reed and Zubi Ejiofor and guys like that, and said he wants to be as good or better than all of those guys. Like, that's his goal. He wants to be a Big East legend. Was another, or a legend in the Big East, I think was the direct quote that he said. Like, he's got high aspirations for himself, and he thinks Creighton is the place that can help him get there. And Huss's directive in order to make that a reality is, one, he's got to get in better shape, because he had a lot of foul trouble, again, limited minutes at Providence. And a lot of that comes down to, in Huss's mind, just stamina and discipline. And sometimes discipline goes hand in hand with being tired. If you get winded, then you're slow to react. You get lazy.
You foul people when you're tired.
100%. And so that is kind of the directive right now is like, hey, strength and conditioning work, Jeremy Anderson, buy into all this stuff, put in some extra work, get into the best shape of your life, and then you're going to be really good in our system.
So it's really interesting. You mentioned just about 25 minutes per game last year at Providence, did start almost all their games. 7 points, over 8 rebounds a game, which in that time frame is actually a really good rebounding rate. And
over top 5, I think, in the Big East, top 3, top 2 in blocks. So
I was going to say over 2 blocks per game in that time frame as well. So a lot of the tools that you want clearly available to him. Yeah. It's just unlocking the rest of his game, especially offensively, and seeing if he can be a threat on more than just rim runs and lobs.
And he's got pretty good touch with the left hand. Like, he's made some in between, some little push shots, some hook shots.
Even a couple like face up, little face up jumpers. So he's been pretty solid. Like, it's not one of those situations where you look at it and you go, oh, there's just no feel offensively at all. Like, I don't think that's the case.
And they're putting him in a lot of DHOs, a lot of get actions where he's making decisions, playing out away from the basket. I think that's still a work in progress, but they're exploring that space with him as well.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of bigs and sort of the system in general, a guy that they brought in fairly late in the process, but a pretty highly regarded prospect, especially considering he was a May commitment. Trayvon Carter Givens is lean. Very, he's listed at 6'11", 190. I believe it.
Yeah.
He is a super lean guy, but holy cow, is he long and bouncy. Like, he is a guy that I'm very interested to see if there's a role for him on the team this year, or if this is hey, we got to get you a little bit stronger. But you mentioned the system that they want to play. His skill set does seem to fit in with that reasonably well.
And so he's a guy, when I first started watching workouts, like, okay, this guy's interesting, but he probably is a long way off. Like, there's just zero chance that he's going to be able to hold his own, anchor himself inside. And like, teams are just going to be able to move him out of the way and go do what they want. The more I watched, I think he did get better throughout the summer, but also just like the 7'5" wingspan. That's what he has, a 7'5" wingspan.
Insane.
And it looks every bit of that.
Yeah.
And he uses it.
Like, he plays with,
he's just annoying to play against. Like, he's going out in ball screen coverage. He's poking the ball free.
Yeah.
He's getting his hand in there and rebound, tipping the ball around. He had a stretch on the alumni day where he had like 3 blocks in like 5 possessions, or 3 dunks in 5 possessions and a block in there or whatever. Like, his arms are just so long and he's making plays with them. And so
moves really well.
Yeah. The more I see is like, okay, they might be able to get some minutes out of him. Just, I think he'll be able to get back what he gives up. Especially by the time we get to the winter, when we're done with summer now, but they've still got the whole preseason. got time to continue adding whatever weight they can on him.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, he's got a really narrow torso, but his shoulders.
No, he's got a decent frame on his shoulders.
Yeah, there's some room to fill out there. I just don't know how long that's going to take.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like a guy like, oh, he'll never ever put on weight.
No.
And I think
I think some people thought that about like Ryan Kalkbrenner, and we obviously saw him like. And one of the things that I like about Jeremy and how he does this is a lot of times with bigs, if you put on the weight too fast, they get hurt. And like you look at Kalkbrenner year after, it was very gradual, got stronger, then got bigger. His body could handle it as he matured. I would imagine a very similar tact with Trayvon here, because I don't think there's any circumstances in which you want to overdo it in terms of trying to put the weight on. That's one of the worst things you can do for a big. But I agree with you. I think I would not be surprised if there's a role for Carter Givens on this team this season, despite whatever limitations he may have from a strength standpoint. One of the things that I thought, and I only saw one practice, you saw more than that. One of the things I thought of when I saw him was, man, he would sort of be perfect at the top if you wanted to run a 1-3-1 zone. Like, just would be an absolute nightmare for a point guard to try and get offense initiated if he was just playing somewhere like 5 feet off a half court at the top of a 1-3-1 zone.
Reach from the top of the key to the sideline.
That's what I mean, right?
So
like,
you got to throw a lot of lofting passes over the top.
Absolute nightmare to deal with if they wanted to, if they wanted to find ways to put him on the floor. I think there's versions of that, whether it's a 1-3-1 or something else, right? They do some pressure defenses and stuff like that where I think he would be super useful. But I just like, that's a guy you can see and you're like, he's going to make you uncomfortable that he's not playing at some point. And just with how disruptive he can be on the defensive end. And obviously high level above the rim finisher on the offensive end as well. Like if you can get that dude out in transition, good luck to everybody else.
Yeah. So I think really good add late in the process. Like it's not going to find too many guys of his caliber available at that point. So really good pickup for Creighton. Now it's just a matter of, all right, how quickly can he progress in the ways that he needs to? And how many minutes will he be able to play? Like that's going to be a question. How many minutes will they need him to play? Like what is Oswin? We talked about, can he get to the point where he's playing 30 minutes a game? And now you just got to piece together 10 minutes a game with your backup bigs, with Jason Green, with Isaac Trout, however you want to do that. So there's kind of multiple pieces at play here before we figure out what the rotation is going to look like, but certainly an intriguing option.
All right. Now I would say from a recruiting standpoint, the star of the class was Cottrell Harmon. He was a top 60 player according to 24/7. Really, really highly touted, really well regarded combo guard. What have you seen from Harmon in terms of, I guess, A, his skill set, and then B, what you think his readiness is? Now, again, we're talking about like 2 months after he graduated high school here, so grain of salt. But in terms of his initial readiness and skill set for the college level.
Yeah, I think first thing to jump out, the positional size, length, athleticism, like some of the plays that he makes, just the drive to the finish, or drive to the rim, the extension finish, dunks. Like there's one in the half court where drove baseline and just like hammered it.
Yeah.
And
he looks, by the way, he's only listed as an inch taller than Bug Edwards. He looks way bigger than Edwards.
Bug is also very, very skinny. Like Cottrell's skinny.
Yeah.
Bug is very skinny.
But like he just looks like a physically different person for like their height and weights not being that different.
Correct. So like physically, again, we'll need to continue to get stronger, but he's got the tools to play right away.
Yeah.
And skill set wise, like some of the plays that he makes, some of the passes, like, okay, yeah, this dude sees the floor a little bit different. He plays the game a little bit differently than all the other guards. Like he can shoot the ball. Like he's very talented. Like you can see why they were so high on him. Like you said, he is very young. And I think this environment is bit of a culture shock for him.
Sure.
And I think the biggest thing for him is handling adversity, handling tough coaching, handling all that type of stuff that it doesn't seem like he's experienced previously. And like, I think if he can get over that stuff and really buy in and understand kind of the big picture and manage his emotions. I think that's the biggest thing. Kind of manage the emotions, the reactions. Like you'll see him get really frustrated with himself if like he missed a few shots in a drill, things like that. You'll see him talk back just a little bit. Like he's competitive. Like he's fired. He's talented. He's got everything you want. It's just a matter of kind of maturing and figuring out kind of what that role is going to look like for him. But like he buys in, like they've got a chance to have a special player here.
Before we move on to questions that we got over Twitter, a couple guys from returners that I wanted to make note of. Obviously, Jason Green is back, which is great for the program on multiple levels, not just as a culture guy, but genuinely very good basketball player and has turned into a much better player at this level than I ever thought he would. A couple of the key guys for me, though, Jackson McAndrew and Hudson Greer. Jackson McAndrew missed almost all of last year and very well might have been their best player last year. Hudson Greer, another really highly touted recruit that we saw glimpses of last year, didn't ever really get consistent playing time. Out of the group of returners, but I'd like to focus on Jackson and Hudson mostly here. What are you seeing from year one or from last year to this year that in terms of either development, body, whatever, that says, hey, the guy you saw last year may or may not be a different version of that this year?
First off, Jackson, he looks good. Yeah. Like the frame, like he's definitely filled out. He talked about, we got to talk to him as well, just kind of how he feels physically, and took advantage of the time away from being able to play to work on his body. And he spent basically all last year with Jeremy on the side. Yeah. He got cleared kind of towards the start of summer workouts. Once they actually started going live, he was able to do that stuff. So he got a mostly full summer in, which is huge, that he wasn't having to do rehab instead of actually going out and playing basketball with his teammates and getting used to those guys. And just see, I wouldn't necessarily say he's gone out there and he's been like dominating practice, looking like the best player every single time. Like he's filled it and he's done some things that you'd expect from Jackson McAndrew. I think seen some plays where like, okay, that looks a little different just from a physical like I think the one I told you about and just that stuck in my mind, it was a practice CHI where caught on the wing, like pump fake, forced a closeout, got by, and then like dropped a dime to the big in the dunker spot, put up a little shot, missed, and he's on ball in the air, flying in there, midair catch and finish. And that's just kind of like the overall, like the off the dribble, the passing, the going and getting the ball in the air, like all the little stuff outside of shooting. And that's what we talked about. Like you saw all these skill sets with him in high school. He just wasn't strong enough yet to be able to access that stuff at the college level, because you've got to be able to hold your line. You got to be able to take contact. You got to be able to take bumps and get to your spots. You got to be able to hold your ground, establish your position for a lot of this stuff. And he just wasn't able to do that as a freshman. How many times did I say to you, hey, once he's 20% stronger, he'll look like a completely different player, right? Because he would get by a guy on a first dribble, get bumped off his line, they'd be able to recover. Or he'd be in position for a rebound, get bumped, wouldn't be able to keep his ground and get a rebound. Like there's so many things that you could tell he was good at that he wasn't strong enough to do at the Big East level 2 years ago, or maybe even early last year in the little bit that we did see him. And you look at it and you go, okay, that I do look at him. I go, okay, there's a couple drives that we saw in practice that I thought that's a different result in terms of getting to the rim than there was previously. And as you mentioned, I think the motor, when you get stronger, I think your motor can improve too, just because you're not fatigued from trying to hold your ground all the time. That was a really good sign for me. I know a lot of the other stuff will come. Obviously, the shot still looks great. Like he's a lights out shooter. But that was kind of the most encouraging thing for me on Jackson was I think he's got that 10 to 20% stronger that I thought he needed to be able to use his full game. I agree. Like, so I don't know how quickly it's going to be where it's like every play make like control, like how I don't think you're gonna like ISO how quickly is he to his how close is he to his ceiling? I don't know that yet. Again, I mean, it's structured scrimmages, like they're not running plays, all that type of stuff necessarily for guys directly. It's going to be different once you get into live bullets, and we'll be able to learn more about okay, how good is he going to be this year?
Yep.
But we're seeing, I think, what we need to see to be encouraged about his potential to get there this season.
Yeah.
And then Hudson, similar to the thing that first jumped at, like, he looks stronger.
Yeah.
He's moving well. I think he's spent time in the weight room, just arms more defined, looks bigger. And then he's going out there, he's making shots, he's crashing the offensive glass. So another one that I think he's taking the steps that he needs to become the player that Creighton thought he could be. It's just a matter of, all right, how quickly can he get there? And we'll talk about him once we get to the questions a little bit as well.
Any other returners you wanted to hit on before we get to questions?
I will say, mention what we didn't mention with Wes Enos, and then Jason Green kind of falls into that as well. Just the kind of the leadership aspect and how vocal they've been. Like Wes, first thing I noticed, like he's a guy that's out there talking. Like he'll talk to everybody. He'll ask questions. Like in the film study, he'll be the one that asks questions, but then also later on, he'll like add to what the coaches are saying, like talking to his teammates, like, this is how we need to do this, like based off what the coaches had just explained. He'll ask questions to get clarification on how they need to do it, like that type of stuff. You saw him out there in the on the court. Like there's one time where Cottrell like got frustrated with the miss, and Wes is right in his ear, like, hey, finish the drill, because he had to go flare out for another shot and remind him, hey, get back in the drill, finish it, like that type of stuff. You see him like he makes a play out there. He'll talk a little bit trash as well. So all kinds of talk you're going to get from him. There was one point at the end of practice where Huss was over talking to a couple of players, and then Wes was over there as well, kind of talking back with him and just like being the voice of the team and talking through things with Huss and the other player that he was addressing and all that sort of thing. So he's talked about like that's kind of comes naturally to him. Like, just that's his personality, and he's come in right away and attacked that role, and I think he's been really good in it. Huss talked about like his deal is he's so competitive that sometimes you need to direct that energy in the correct way, and that hasn't always happened. Like he gets so caught up in trying to win the drill and being super competitive and that type of thing, where he can maybe go a little bit too far, but you'll take that 100 times out of what they had last year, where it's kind of everybody was reluctant to be that guy.
Way easier to dial a guy a little bit back than it is to try and ratchet one up.
And I think Jason Green is kind of in a similar role where Wes is the one, like the first one to talk, but Jason is something like he's more than willing to step up and say the same thing or do the same thing and say what needs to be said. And Huss talked about that as well. He's more comfortable in that role here in the second year as kind of one of the veteran guys, one of the vocal leaders. And then with him actually on the court, they are continuing to work him. Like he's practicing with the wings and forwards or whatever, and then he'll get a few reps here with the bigs. I don't think they're planning to play him mostly at the 3 and the 4. But the opportunity to play the 5 is still there, and he's still preparing and will be ready to do that if they need him to.
All right, let's move on to questions here.
Before we get questions, I think I want to just offer a few just observations about just kind of the Huss era and what it looks like. As far as practice, like so far this summer, it was basically a split. Like it wasn't the blue team is the starters and the first few subs versus the scout team on the white team, all that. They mix the guys up basically throughout the summer. We hardly, even
during practice, they're switching teams. Like it was pretty well mixed in.
Yeah. So we hardly got to see like the projected starting 5.
Whatever you think that is.
The last day I did see that group, like who I would say at this point, just BJ Davis, Wes Enos, Jason Green, Jackson McAndrew, and Aswan Arunse. And then Cottrell Harmon was kind of the 6th man in that group. And I will say that group kind of took it to the white team quite a bit there. It looked pretty good. So that's just, so we didn't, they are far off from like settling lineups and all that stuff. This summer was just strictly about competition, installing concepts, getting everybody used to each other. So I think we'll start to see kind of more of that in the fall once we get closer to the season. But no answers yet as far as lineups and rotation and all that type of stuff. Nothing we saw kind of would give us any inkling to that from that standpoint. Huss did run the practices last summer, so from like how they looked, it wasn't that different. Like he's still like his attention detail is still the same. Like he's in there stopping,
hands on.
Stopping the drill every other possession to harp on things to make sure they get things right. Like he's still like that is who Huss is as a coach. Like he If you don't get it right, he is going to let you know that you did not get it right and make sure that you do the next time. And if you don't the next time, he's stopping it again.
He'll let you know again.
Yeah. So, so a lot of that, but all the other coaches are very active, give their input as well. I like kind of the film study at the start. They break it up and each of the coaches like takes a little section on a concept they're trying to reinforce, and they'll go through a few clips and point things out just based on what, their previous practice, and then they'll mix in some like season clips or whatever to kind of reinforce points, and all the coaches take part in that. I will say, like Corey Edwards, his intensity stands out. The newcomer who, like the one like full assistant newcomer that took Huss's spot on the staff. Yeah, everybody else is back. He's kind of the one newcomer, and he's a guy that's been here before. He was here as a GA, and then he went to High Point with Huss. Stuck with High Point when Huss came back, and now when the spot opened up, Huss brought him back here to Creighton. So, but he is very intense, hands-on guy. He'll hop in a drill, make sure, like if the GAs or if the players aren't doing it the way that he wants them to do, is like, out of here, I'll show you how it's done. Yeah, like he's not afraid to hop in there. So that's just kind of interesting, kind of seeing him work. I think. Again, we're seeing a lot of the concept, like the offensive concepts are the same. The transition, the spacing, playing with pace, all that type of stuff. That's all going to be the same. It's just kind of some of the concepts, some of the actions that they prefer or will differ slightly from what Mac did. I think from the summer, the consistent point of emphasis just offensively is playing off 2 feet to make a pass. Instead of passing on the move, passing on one hand, passing in the air. They're really encouraging that the guys get 2 feet. Like if we're going to make a jump pass, make sure it's to make the pass, not to find a pass, like all that type of thing. That was kind of the one thing that they kind of kept falling back on. That'll be a point of emphasis, just taking care of the ball. It got a little sloppy late in summer, and that's kind of one of the things they're focusing on. And then kind of the, I guess, structural change is like the way they start and end each practice is different. No more of the clapping up, the half court shot at the start of practice. It's everybody touch up, everybody dapping up, everybody's going around, making contact with their teammates, and then they just all gather in a circle, hands on shoulders. And that's how they start and end every practice. And like, there's so many different ways that coaches can choose to like approach the same goal. And this is just kind of what Huss decided like he wants his teams to do from a connectivity standpoint, fostering togetherness. Like this is how he's choosing to approach it. So that's kind of some of the structural difference, just some things from how practices run that I noticed. And then the biggest actual basketball change is the defense. Yeah. And Huss talked about, hey, we're going to be more aggressive. And that is certainly the case.
Pretty dramatic.
We saw that throughout, and that's kind of
pretty dramatic.
That's my biggest takeaway. Like the biggest thing that I know has stood out to me most from these practices is just kind of what they're doing defensively, kind of the tactics behind it, the roles and all that stuff, but just kind of the overall emphasis is,
and their goals. I think their goals defensively are very different.
Being more aggressive again, like
creating turnovers.
People respect violence was a direct quote because they were trying to encourage them to be more physical in everything they did on both sides of the ball. Yeah, we want to have more teeth to what we're doing. I must have heard that like 10 times throughout the practices that I went to. There's one point where like Huss got on Jason Green because like, hey, you got to break those habits, like habits of not fouling, of just being in position and that type of thing. Like he wants them to be aggressive, to get up, to pressure the ball. And there's going to be some trapping on certain points of the court. And I think like the first practice I went to, like they're doing the film study beforehand, and I heard the word steal. They were pointing out like, hey, this is where we want to go for steals. I don't recall ever hearing the word steal said, like encouraged from a coach previously. Like that just wasn't something that they thought about. Like if you got steals, great. We're never going to play for steals. And now they're playing for steals. Yeah. They're trapping, they're being aggressive. They're bringing the big over. They're getting up and pressuring the ball. So it's going to look a lot different on that end. And I think that's probably exciting for a lot of Creighton fans that probably got a little, felt like the old defense got a little stale. And obviously it looks a lot different when you don't have Ryan Kalkbrenner
100%
on the back line. And Oscar Warunse is a good rim protector. He's not Ryan Kalkbrenner. So it makes sense. Correct.
Like in NCAA history, there is almost no one that was.
Yeah. So I think fans are going to be excited once kind of they get it all pieced together. They make it second nature. Guys are lock in on what their responsibilities are on any given play. And I think fans are going to be excited to see that once we roll out in the winter.
Absolutely. Austin,
you guys ready for mailbag?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do a mailbag.
All right, we've got a few
we
here.
touched on a little bit, but we can move on if we already addressed them too much.
I tried to filter these ones out with stuff you've already talked about, but here's one from Peter Cunningham. Based on where the team is currently at, what is the team's biggest strength, the biggest area for improvement by the season, and your biggest question marks for the team remaining?
Whew.
I know my biggest question mark, for sure.
We'll get to that one because I think you and I both are on the same page there.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Biggest strength? That's a good question. Like, because they were still so much in installation and in.
I can project what I think their biggest strength will be. I think their defensive intensity will be their biggest strength.
And that isn't like the way they built it's basically a 3-and-D roster.
Yeah.
And in many respects. And I think that will be kind of what we kind of the calling card of the team. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They got a lot of guys that can really shoot it. They didn't shoot as well as they would have liked at the end of practice, but like throughout we saw some stretches where, like Enos is lighting it up. Jackson, Isaac Trout shot the ball really well again this summer.
Edwards has stretches where he's really, really hot.
Yeah. So like they've got a lot of guys that can shoot the ball.
Yeah, capable.
Yes. So I think offensively it will be shooting the ball again. And then defensively, like you said, just aggressiveness, getting up in the ball. Again, they've got a couple mobile bigs that can be aggressive in their ball screen coverages, and that's something they have worked on. Is not necessarily just drop. They're icing, they're blitzing, they're trap. Like they're doing all kinds of different things that they worked on throughout the summer. So I think those are going to be kind of the calling cards for this team. Biggest area of improvement. At this point, I think it's just getting used to all the concepts.
Yeah,
like making second nature. Exactly, connecting. I like the defense in particular. Like they're still not like always making the right rotation. Like they're still trying. All right, in this situation, you got to take this. You got to go here. Communication too. That's something that was a problem last year that they never quite got fixed. They're still saying like, hey, we're not talking enough late in the season. And that kind of goes in with the defensive connectivity and understanding where everybody needs to be. You got to talk throughout. Like you can't, it's not everybody's going to know on every single play where all 5 guys are supposed to be. You got to talk that stuff out,
especially
to fix it.
With this many newcomers and with the style of defense they're being asked to play. Like the cohesiveness and getting everybody on the same page is going to be really important.
Correct. So I would say that's just kind of the biggest area of improvement is just getting comfortable with what they want to do, with what they're doing differently, and incorporating the new guys into that and building that connectivity. So biggest question mark for this team still.
I mean, I guess I'll go for primary ball handler for me is it's an area they didn't really address last year from the transfer portal and thought they could kind of figure it out. It's an area they really didn't address this year from the transfer portal. I think their best, I don't even know what their best or what they would say the best case version of this is. My guess would be they're hoping that Harmon will develop and be prepared to be a lead guard by the time the season starts. I'm guessing that's the option they would prefer. I don't know that for sure. That's just my guess. My biggest question is who's going to initiate offense. At this point, I'd probably guess Wes Enos is your best option there. But I do have questions about just not having a true initiator.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be kind of tag team between BJ Davis and Wes Enos to start. I do think they're kind of counting on Harmon to give them some good minutes off the bench in that role. And I think he's skill set wise, he's the most
definitely
capable to get to be that guy at some point.
Yeah. No idea
when that happens. Don't know. But yeah, you just watch them play and like there's some moments where it looks good, but there are also some where maybe the handle is not quite as tight as you'd like it. Maybe you can't get all the way to the rim and be a threat. So you end up kind of stuck in between and taking some tough shots. Like you see some good passes, but you also see some like, okay, you miss some reads or passes out of bounds. So I think it is going to kind of be a piecemeal between those guys. And the problem with that is kind of just the skill set of the rest of the guys. You got so many guys that are best when somebody creates an advantage for them.
Yeah.
Like Jackson McAndrew for his skill set. He's still a guy that you want him spotting up, attacking closeouts. Like that's how he's going to create.
He's not just breaking a guy off.
Nobody's going to have to close out to him if they're just hugging him because they're not worried about whoever has the ball.
Correct.
And that'll take away the shooting as well. Like Austin Arun say, like, again, they're experimenting with some of the DHO stuff and all that stuff. He's still like, for him to score, you got to have someone get him the ball in a position to do so.
Yeah.
So guys like that, just a lot of guys that are Hudson Green, like these guys, they can create a little bit on their own, but they're in their best when somebody is creating advantage for them to attack.
You've got to attack a closeout or a rotation for most of these guys. I will
who's
say,
going to start that chain reaction?
The wild card here is Bug Edwards. He is the guy that most consistently compromises the defense from what I saw. I don't know if his skill set necessarily lends itself to doing that all the time, but in terms of just, hey, purely who compromised the defense the most, it was Bug Edwards for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like in the grand scheme of things, but like just worth noting, I thought.
Yeah. And it is like Austin Swartz got in there late. It'll be like, it kind of feels almost like Austin Swartz and Bug Edwards different a little bit in their skill set, but they're both kind of similar players. And like, hey, I'm out there to get buckets.
Similar roles.
They can kind of create. Yeah.
Looks a little different.
Yeah. Different frame, different way of approaching it. But it kind of seems like those two are potentially maybe competing for one roster spot if the veterans kind of hold on their spot. Obviously, Cottrell is different from all the other guards.
Spot.
Rotation spot. Not roster spot. They're all here. But so that'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. Just guys, sorts of instant offense that can kind of
like compromise the defense.
Thank you, compromise. I don't know why that word not coming to my head. I had it halfway there. Anyway, so that's where I would say both our biggest questions are.
Next one.
All right, let's move on to Tom, who wants to know more about the backup five. Jacob, your thoughts?
Yeah, we talked about a little bit. Like at the start, like Wesley Rosa, obviously the JUCO big, he is very large,
enormous.
There are a few like, oh wow, that was a really impressive block plays that where he's in position to block shots, and he definitely can do that. I just don't know what else that he's able to do.
I don't know if he moves well enough for what they want to do defensively overall.
And like once you get into game planning and live situations, teams are going to be able to attack that more. Like you can just play drop and try to keep him in position to do what he does best. Mm-hmm. But I think there are ways that teams are going to be able to exploit that if you can't come out at all. So
I also just don't think that's how they want to play defense.
Yeah. And he was doing some scout teamwork. The back half of the practices. I think part of that is just for the guys to play against someone that size.
Yeah,
like he's there crashing the offensive glass, like certain drills, they had him in there just to go be big.
And he does, I think, represent a rim protector that they might see from other teams. So I think it's really good for the offense to see those looks. Yeah.
I just don't know, like maybe situationally you can have him out there for short stints. I just don't know that he's going to be ready this year to play 5 minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes in a row, to play 10 minutes in a game. Trayvon, we talked about it previously. I
think he brings more to the table that you're willing to deal with the deficiencies.
And I think he's closer than I thought he was going to be at 100%. The start of summer.
Yes.
So which that should excite you. Like, all right, now he's got however many more months,
3 more months to figure out before actual games.
To continue making that progress.
Yeah.
And I do think so. At the start of when I first started watching, I thought Jason Green just has to be the backup 5. Now I'm starting to think, okay, Trayvon can actually give you some real minutes here, and then you can just plug in Jason here and there, where it really strategically, like it's a good matchup for him.
Yeah.
And you can still get some of that, but you don't necessarily have to rely on him filling the full 15 minutes of backup 5 if Austin is able to get to 30. So I think they've got they made some progress throughout the summer. I think they've got some options there. It sort of seems like Trayvon is kind of the favorite to get that spot, but he's still got some work to do to get there.
That's what I would anticipate as well. What's the next one?
A lot of people have asked about Jackson McAndrew. This involves 3 of the major players for Creighton. Sidelines Creighton asks, who do you think has the most to prove during the upcoming season? McAndrew off the injury, Enos jumping into the high major level, or Greer in his second season, or is there an other option?
That's an interesting question because, I think those are good call outs in those 3 specific, because I do think it's a tough choice, and I'll leave it at those 3 because otherwise I'll talk forever. But McAndrew's really interesting because
this is kind of the year of like, hey, are you the type of player that we thought you could be when we recruited you, right? This is the year for that for Jackson McAndrew. So obviously there's a lot to prove there. Normally, I don't think Enos would be on this list, but I do think they're going to need him.
Yeah.
And so obviously all of a sudden his transition to a high major basketball becomes really, really important. I think Hudson Greer's probably last because I think they need him the least.
I would agree.
Even though his ceiling is still really, really intriguing.
And
in
he's
year
like
two.
the closest thing they have to a true wing.
Yes.
They don't really have, like, they've got forwards and they've got guards, and like he's the one guy that's kind of in between. Like Jason,
an actual wing.
Jason's a natural 4 that is going to play some 3 this year because they don't have true wings. And they've got a lot of 4s. So you need to play Jackson. You need to play Jason. Like those are 2 of your 5 best players.
Yeah.
You need to have them out there. So they're going to piece it together like we've seen them do in the past.
100%.
I think the answer is McAndrew, though. And I think he's the biggest X factor. Like, I think Enos still has quite a bit to prove.
And there's
but
other
I think,
options.
Yeah. And I think the ceiling, like if like what he proves himself to be, like he could be the leading scorer on this team, but I think there's a kind of ceiling that he's going to bump up against just based on his skill set and physical traits and all that. I think Jackson's the kind of the biggest X factor for this team this year, depending on how good he can get. Like, I think Oswin and Enos, they're going to be good. They're going to be solid.
Yeah.
They're going to be guys that you can rely on. They're quality Big East starters.
But them being good only gets you so far.
Yeah. Are they going to be first team all conference guys?
No.
I think the competition
Maybe honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Like
and
that.
even it can, depending on how well Creighton does, I could see one of those guys getting on second team or something like that.
For sure.
Like they're certainly within the realm of possibility. But I think in terms of ceiling, like Jackson's got the highest ceiling.
And he changes the trajectory of this team the most.
And again, coming off an entire year where we didn't get a play.
Yeah.
So I think he has a lot to prove to himself and to the program, to the fans, to everybody, like to
and a
NBA
year that we
scouts.
were expecting a lot from him.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he's got kind of the most room, like, all right, hey, I am the dude here. It's time for me to go prove what I can do. And for this particular season, I think Hudson probably feels like he's got a lot to prove, and
he's got more time than he thinks.
That's exactly what
he's got more time.
I think he's got time. Yes.
All right, let's wrap up with this one. You've talked a lot about some of the other questions that Debo has, but my question comes from the end. What are your predictions for the big fish, also known as Grand Island's Isaac Trout?
I love Isaac Trout, fellow type 1 diabetic, so shout out to Isaac there. He physically looks really good. He looks physically a lot more, and this usually would sound like a bad thing, but he looks physically closer to what he did in high school, a little leaner, a little more athletic. I'm guessing they're not going to he was kind of in this weird purgatory spot between a 4 and a 5 the last couple of years. Then it didn't seem like they were really sure what they wanted to do with him. Seems like they gave him a little bit more clear directive on what they want his body to look like and what they want him to be. I hope he has a great year. As I mentioned, very fond of him, and not just for being a Nebraska kid, a diabetic, the whole thing. But I also think he's important to what this team needs from a not just leadership standpoint, but the actual on the court production too. If he can produce spacing, we talked about being able to compromise the defense. If you've got him and Jackson McAndrew and like a Wes Enos spacing the floor in a way that really forces you to be honest, then all of a sudden it becomes much easier to compromise that defense. Whereas if Isaac shoots in the low to mid 30s from 3-point range, we're having a very different conversation about how you can defend this team. And so I do think he's really important. And from based on what I've seen, I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to shoot a good percentage. And I think that is going to help the team out a lot in terms of their spacing offensively.
Yeah, I think a lot of it kind of falls on him. Like he's going to get an opportunity to be in the rotation. Obviously, you've got that skill that fits right in with what they want to do. I think like from a picking things up, he's done pretty well compared to a lot of the other guys in terms of understanding what he needs to do. Like not shocking, but like he's been the guy that made the right rotations, been in the right spot. He's went and gotten a steal when he was supposed to. Like some of those, Isaac Trout getting a steal, but like just goes to show like he's picking it up. He knows what he's supposed to do out there, so that will help him. Like if again, we'll see. The number one thing with Greg McDermott in terms of getting on the court was reliability.
Yeah.
And I we'll see kind of how that goes with Huss and whether he it's not a rare thing in coaches. Like that's kind of the de facto, like, hey, coaches play who they can trust. Yes.
Yeah.
It became a kind of running joke with, or something with the fans where kind of like the trust, like putting quotes and all that type of stuff. But there is something there. And I think Isaac is certainly putting himself in position to be reliable. The big swing for him is, can he figure out the road shooting? Like that's where can he be a 40% shooter as opposed to a 36% shooter?
Yeah.
And that comes down to being able to carry his shooting on the road.
Yep.
And that's also part of reliability. Do they know what they're going to get from you on offense, as well as doing what is asked of you in terms of production, like you talked about? So I think in order for Isaac, there's a lot of competition. Like Jason Green can play minutes at the 4. Hudson Greer can play minutes at the 4, or play a lot more minutes at 3, which pushes Jason to the 4.
Yep.
Like they've got basically 4 guys there, and are they going to play a 10, 11 man rotation? Probably not.
I wouldn't think so.
Certainly like significant minutes. So what does that look like with Hudson, Jackson, Jason, and Isaac? Probably not a ton of minutes there that are going to come easily.
Yeah.
Like you got to go earn them. And I think to kind of really have a significant role, he's got to show that, hey, whatever this kind of home road split, it's been more extreme with him. Like that's how it is for role players. They shoot better at home than on the road. It's been a kind of even bigger split for him. And that's why he isn't a 42% 3-point shooter, even though he certainly looks like he's got the ability to be that.
Capable of it for sure. Yeah.
Like more often than not, he's the best shooter in the gym, in their practice gym.
Yeah.
So now the key for him to kind of lock down that role is, can he carry that? Can he be more consistent on the road? Can he do that? Otherwise, it's going to probably be more of a situational role where, as opposed to every single day, these are how many minutes you're getting. We'll throw you in here, try to give us a spark in this game. Maybe you play less in this one. You go some of the other guys. So I think it'll largely fall on Isaac and what he's able to do out there. But like, he's going to have a role on this team. It's just a matter. He's the one that has to determine how significant that's going to be.
There you go. Is that all we got, Austin?
I will say one kind of note of clarification before we get out of here. The kind of Mark Owen Fadzo Dada reported that by the overseas, the Armand Jovic guy, that he was going to be playing at Creighton this year. That was premature. He saw, I guess he saw that he was coming to Creighton or coming to Omaha, that he was in Omaha. They saw his Instagram post or whatever.
Yeah.
And took that to mean that, like, oh, he's locked in at Creighton.
He's like in Omaha.
It was a visit to figure things out.
Yeah.
And then you saw somebody else go off that and say, oh, we committed all this stuff. That was not the case. No.
Not there yet.
And the fact that it's been this long and then we haven't heard anything more
makes it seem like it's not the case.
There's probably a snag within getting him eligible.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to play at Creighton. They wanted him. It's just you got to go through all the hoops, and the fact that, again, we haven't heard anything probably doesn't bode well for that. So I think that's kind of, they are where they're going to be from a roster standpoint. I have no idea what to make of kind of the injunction fallout with the 2022
They do
guys.
have a couple spots. That's all I know.
They've got 2 spots, and I think they're going to do their due diligence, but I don't necessarily think they're going to be super aggressive trying to go out and get one of these guys. I also don't know if these guys are ultimately going to be eligible.
Yeah.
So maybe behooves them to slow play a little bit and see what's going to happen. So at this point, I would say this is probably going to be the roster that we're going to see, but they are continuing to explore options because they do have spots to fill. And I think that's what we're going to see from Creighton. They're always going to do their due diligence.
Yeah.
Not every guy you see their name connected to is going to be someone they're going to push hard for, but it behooves them to take a look, to make the connections,
give them a shot.
And to get their name in the mix, even if they're not ultimately going to go hard and try to land these guys.
That's Jacob Padilla. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's been a little Bluejay breakdown in the off season here. We appreciate you joining us, and we will be back with additional Bluejay breakdowns as we get into the fall and as basketball season creeps nearer and nearer every day, Jacob. Appreciate your time. Yeah. We will be back tomorrow with Hurrdat Sports Live with me and DB. Have a great rest of your day.